Okay, so that is us for session number 110 for our D&D storyline. We are up to Phase 3, Season 1, Episode 16. So probably close to the end of this year's storyline, depending on what you discover and what you do with it. Normally they go between 20 and 30 per season.
Yeah.
But as we haven't had any of them actually finish Season 1 of Phase 3 yet, I'm still not sure how long it's going to take.
Well, yeah. We'll see what we can do about advancing things. That has this interest, doesn't it?
So at the table today we have Paul,
who is Claw, clan chief, clan champion of a different clan, which nobody's supposed to know about.
You don't have enough clans, right?
Not yet. See if I can get some more.
well, it does mean that technically his clan is considered sub to the one he's champion of.
Oh, really?
So that means that's how we can be in two clans at once. And considering the other clan is a major clan.
Yes, I'm fine with that. Especially since no one associated with one clan knows about the other one.
Sounds like Fight Club. And a Fight Club within Fight Club.
Which means I'm subordinate to one clan and officially subordinate to a different one. Yeah.
It's like family trees.
Yeah.
Especially when you throw in reincarnation.
And dotted lines.
There you
go. Diplomat, pretty boy, group healer, the tall one, the old one, although I look youngest.
Well, technically you're
possibly
really the youngest one in the group if we go by how far you've developed.
Technically, this one over here is the old man.
Well, no. Okay, if we go by years, I'm the old guy. If we go by developmental age, I'm the young one.
Yes.
I'm the kid.
Yes. Someone would like to interject and apply for the position of most immature.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but
maturity has nothing to do with age.
You make a point of it. You're going to be immature at 5 centuries old. We know that.
I'm going to argue that
Chase.
Margaret's might be
Yes.
the youngest developmentally.
Yeah. So yes, I'm the talky one, although all of us have spoken to things at various times. Bearer of some sort of dual legendary item that looks like a sword of iron.
So when it doesn't, you're worried.
Yeah. Pull it out, so chakra. What? Hey, it's still a blade, it's still got runes on it.
Yes, just hope it's not sharp inside and outside.
Hold it very carefully by the
Yes, I pull it out and I'm wondering why I've got less fingers.
That's alright. I've got the spells, I can put them back on.
Okay, next up we have is Kessler.
I am playing Kupolani Aokai. She goes by Lonnie. Holder of many titles. Lonnie the Undying, Lonnie future and current Empress of the Sea, depending on what timeline you want to exist in. Lonnie the Undefeated, Nightworker Bane, Captain, Commander, Standard Bearer, all that fun stuff.
And also Speaker of the First Word.
Speaker of the First Word, Creator of Language, Champion of Kronos, a lot of different titles adding on there, and I'm glad that Lonnie has her own page for all of her titles on the website. Goal is to get as many as possible. So, yeah, she is the human Akai fighter. All-around badass, not gonna lie. Here to hit things and hope that other people don't die. That is my goal.
Well, party members.
Yes, the bad guys are supposed to die.
Does that mean he's happy for Lonnie to die, the Undying?
Lonnie is the Undying. So to me, it's already set in the stars that I'm gonna live forever, so it's fine.
Right.
So the goal is to try and allow others to become undying as well.
No.
But
It's
you just say stop them dying.
Stop them from. I guess I will caveat. Stop party members from dying unnecessarily.
So it's necessary for them to die at old age.
At some point, it is.
Gotta give it up.
I need to leave. Go away.
Balance of life and death. So
if you ever hear the words "it's necessary," you know when to die.
yeah.
Calcrix only really wants to die if she can be resurrected at this stage.
But she might be resurrected as a hamster.
She's prepared to die if she has
I do have both.
to. Why would you do that to her?
I do have Revivify, Resurrection, and if you don't have all your bits, and it's a backup, I do have Reincarnation.
All the rees.
Yes.
Rebuild or remake.
You've got all the titles.
I've got
everything that
Fabricate.
starts with R.
If you're a constructor, I can
And
remake
can
bits of
potentially
you.
hold a hyphen.
And then we have Ariadne at the table.
No, not Ariadne. It is Calcrix.
The Bling
Calcrix.
Calcrix.
The white dragon, mostly, with the jasmines.
What's Calcrix's gangster name?
I didn't even know that she could have a gangster name, but
What would be
I
the
think it would
street
be-
she grew up on?
I
and
think
her
it would
first
be-
pet?
I think I was going to say it's probably
That's a
something
stupid
like,
name, isn't it?
CRX or something like that.
We
Oh,
told
CRX,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I would have said it was Tricks.
Tricks.
Yeah.
That would work.
No, it's
Stripper
coffee
name, I think, is your
with
favourite drink.
KOF,
Sorry,
you
it
know,
would be,
Y or something like that.
There's
DJ
a lot
coffee.
of there are a lot of different ones, and
Or
they're
low
all
coffee.
stupid.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh yeah, which
In
reminds me,
fact,
I should actually bring the
They're all data gaps.
The
The mic.
microphone across so it can actually
Right.
hear us better,
Yeah.
so we're not all faded into the background.
Now I'm gonna need
The
you
cook.
to. I'm gonna need you to learn
Not always remembering
spit a
everything.
rhyme.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I believe in you.
White chicks rapping?
It's a
No.
great time.
No. It is.
A bad time.
Look, I'm not against humiliating myself, you know,
Uh.
especially if it's going to give other people a laugh, but that just might cause them to cry.
A bit.
As long as you're crying with laughter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Maybe at your expense, but you know.
Yeah, so she's a white dragon with the jazz wings, mostly. Got the black and blue scales.
Well, that'll
Normally accompanied by her loyal and ever present, but not so present now, friend Grindelwalfel Brewmeister, her coffee gnome. Is currently tending her magic coffee plant land
Hype man.
thing. Yeah. And currently accompanied by Eep, her plant-like looking friend, who is probably not a plant, but looks like a plant.
Eep's name already fits into
is it-
this
is it-
whole gangster thing, so
Yeah.
like we're
Is it-
good.
Usually
very-
permanently holding a cookie in her leaves.
Yes, a very bushy woodrose or something. One of those
She,
little fey
I
things.
should actually do a little cartoon drawing of her because I have done one in the past. She actually looks a little bit like my carnivorous plant that's Sarracenia. It's got kind
Okay.
of like that little tulip sort of look.
Yeah, I know the
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah.
So it looks like a
Oh,
plant,
sorry.
but then does weird stuff,
Yes. It squeaks out of its flowers.
which then brings us to Jeremy.
Good evening all. Yes, I'm playing Traknima, the Atruaghin tribesman. Started out as a
Like
A
the
humble-
roll of the R there is really sounded really kind of
Solid.
almost Slavic. Drachma. Almost Romanian.
but yes, so started as a somewhat humble watchman of the clans. Deer Clan, Elk Tribe. No,
Wait.
Elk Tribe, Deer Clan.
Humble.
Other way around. No, Deer Tribe, Elk Clan. I got
Well,
that.
he was the guy that brought back people who broke the law.
Yes. The humble bit. Calcrix doesn't quite know who that applies to, but
No, in the sense that,
It's,
like,
it's part of his title.
Right. Humble's not really the right word, but a fairly standard, not particularly extraordinary Watchman.
Until you explain
I don't
who
know.
you are now.
However, he's
yeah.
developed from there.
There, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He missed that whole marriageable age time frame
I see.
where
Yeah.
all the other members of his families and extended families would consider him for marriage.
That's right. He got married to his work and then paid for it because he then
Didn't he
got
get-
lost underground for a while, and when he was already too old to start with.
I was going
But
to
he
say,
said, well,
didn't
you're way
his
too
God
old
just
now,
basically
'cause-
sign him up?
Sorry?
Yeah.
Didn't his God just basically sign him
Well,
up?
that's right. So the
He's
clans
like, "You're
basically
doing
said,
this."
hey, we can't look after such old people around there anymore, so you'll have to leave. But then Atruaghin himself apparently stepped in while he was on his expeditions outside the plateau and selected him to become a shaman of the clans, and then subsequently chief of the what was an unknown dragon tribe, which became known as the Dragon Clan, when they recognised that there were many more dragonborn.
So
than
like the
previously thought.
rest of our group, you're slowly transforming into a dragon.
And then, well, so it's
Yes.
coming through.
You've just
and
got to make the change.
the,
We need to get you some kind of spell or ring, gives you dragon powers.
But then, yeah.
I'm
so-
sure she'll end up with the saddle that allows her to ride dragons, and she'll just throw it on each of you.
Yeah, I think she's already ridden.
got
Sorry.
selected to be
Half dragon prestige class.
chief of chiefs.
Chief of chiefs.
Chief of chiefs
Yep.
of the clans.
Does that
And,
mean you live in like this huge white house with like this big oval room?
No, he doesn't
Well-
get anything special.
Different
No.
type of chief of chief.
No. It was actually something I was thinking about when I was preparing his downtime. It's the realisation, well, looking at lifestyle and things like that, I'm betting that the Atruagins don't really do wealthy, luxurious.
No,
in the sense
probably not.
Obviously, they've got
No.
their equivalent, their version
it's-
thereof, but it's not the sort of thing that would make a difference for
I was
A
going
lot
to say,
of
you
other
would,
people-
you would maybe
Well,
get...
adjustments.
It's comfortable and it's luxurious and it's pleasant smelling.
So
You
that's
would
right.
get you would get a nice
It's
long
not-
house.
It's-
And you're not going to get
It's
anything
luxurious
extravagant.
Oh,
in the
they don't
sense
have
of a
houses.
Or yes.
plains tribe.
I was thinking-
No-
I was
nothing
like
they have.
TP
Nothing
kind
they
of
have
thing,
is
right?
permanent.
Actually,
yeah, like
and-
movable
actually,
stuff.
I have been in a luxury yurt that would actually suit you.
Absolutely, no,
Because friends of mine made it.
absolutely, no, I'm saying the
Just
fact
unfortunately for him, they
the
don't distinguish between
Yeah.
the warriors and the shamans in the quality.
I
Even for
know.
the, and
I
that's
would-
one of the
Yeah.
things is because he says he's humble. The head shaman has the same size thing as the others
Yeah.
because
fine.
I
it's a war situation
Yeah.
where you can't pick out which is
Who
the
is
shaman's
which.
heart
Yeah.
from the outside.
Yeah.
I would,
You
I
don't-
would
don't
think,
wanna make
a
I
distinction.
would think with the
Right.
Atruaghin
Yeah.
tribesmen, it would be fairly equal in that
Right.
regard.
So,
And
so
all-
what we
it's
want
about
then,
the tribe.
what
All
we want
outside
then-
appearances look the same
Yeah.
as all the others of the tribe.
Mm.
Yep.
right, so
Makes
what we
sense.
want
By
then
design.
Yeah.
is our portable extra dimensional space, which can be set up permanently to have a luxury space for each of us.
Are you just describing a Harry Potter tent?
Yeah,
Very much so.
No, no,
but
bigger than
these
that.
existed before Harry Potter tents.
Yeah,
Yes.
true.
There is the Magnificent Mansion
Oh.
spell, which does create
Oh, yeah.
as much room as you want to do anything you want in.
Yes.
But that means that you have to leave a few things outside.
Mm.
There are ones that are better. What would be actually an advancement on from leveling on the on our tower, on my tower, would be being able to leave things like or have furniture in it. Because the way it's written, it's a stone box with
It
a
is.
door.
Because it all collapses upon itself like the whole Transformer cube.
Yes, but if it's got collapsible furniture in it as well,
You might need to get some gnomes involved.
quite possibly.
That sounds like a very
I
good-
know a gnome
With the,
or
with the
two.
advancement over leveling, I can have that done.
I think the new level
Because-
of advanced book has some other rules in there, like some housekeeping spells and stuff like that, that might create furniture on the fly for you.
Quite possibly.
Okay,
And
so
I will get them.
as a recap of where we are, we're up to the date, the 4th of the 7th month, 1010. Which is not a bad thing for timeline, if I can find it. Where did I put it? Always good to have timelines floating around somewhere. Okay, so the month is called Felmont. It is the second month of summer. with the major night being the 15th of the month, where anyone who uses magic knows to beware.
Right.
It's the one day of the year where magic can drive you insane.
So where
today's
PCs
that
will be
is a
noticed.
full moon?
What was that?
Where PCs will be noticed.
Yes, because it will actually take your intellect, not give you other bonuses.
Well,
Is it a
That's a bit of a
full
poo.
moon with
It's the-
one moon that
It's
we have now?
it's the red full moon, the second or the major red full moon of the year.
So
Okay,
this,
okay.
this is the day. Is
No,
it?
the 15th.
A week.
Oh,
week
right.
from
So giving you that heads up that you probably want to be off
bit
the island
careful.
before that happens.
Off the island. Okay, so
Okay, as long as we don't use any magic, that's
how
fine.
many days do we have? Did you say?
You have 11 days.
Okay.
On
11
the
days
on the
until
11th day is the day of the full moon.
the full
crazy
red
day.
moon.
Yep, crazy day.
So we're 11 days.
And it's also the day where those who are fire aspected have the most power. Those with the water aspect are the weakest.
And if you have both,
If you have both, then you are a very rare person, and
Or we cancel each other out.
Probably have a
only
weird
about
Someone has gold.
most of those who would have it would be at least 20th level.
Damn, is it going to take that long?
Most of them to have opposing elements would be 20th level. To get it early means that you've managed to,
you've made decisions.
you've made what most would consider poor decisions.
But
Stuff them.
Cow Creeks would like to disagree about the poor decisions, but... Right. So we're 11 days away from the full red moon, which
Yep.
is the one day a year.
One day a year for the major full red moon.
Right.
There is a major moon of each element,
So it's the major moon of fire.
Yeah.
Okay.
which is why the moon's red.
And is it only on the? It's only on the island that everyone with magic goes mad.
No, it's not just the island. It's all over
the
the
world.
northern
Oh.
hemisphere. Now, in the southern
Right.
hemisphere, it is the blue moon coming into
Right.
majority.
So and
They
what's the
switch.
effect then on people with
So
magic?
Because
the southern
hemisphere, because of
it's in winter.
like yeah.
Technically,
And if you're on the equator, you actually can get hit by both.
The what?
the
Equator.
Equator. I thought you said coiter or goiter, and I'm
That
like,
doesn't suit.
Have you got your hearing aid?
yeah, it's
Okay,
on,
just
and,
asking.
and I turned it up too.
Just confirming, when we travelled south to get to the Isle of Good, we didn't cross the equator, did we?
No, not yet.
I was just
No,
say
I
I don't
can
think
show you.
we're not
Okay,
far
so
enough
I
south.
was pretty
are we?
certain, but it was was the.
So the equator, where is our... There's the equator along there.
Yep.
So the Isle of Dread is at the
Around the
northern...
Tropic of Cancer,
It
effectively.
is just above the
Okay.
northern tropic.
Right.
Gotcha.
So it's just outside the tropical area.
Okay, and we go nuts because we got magic.
No, it's
No,
magic
people
being
use
used
magic.
tend to drive people nuts.
That's that.
People who use magic drive everyone else.
No, they
Well,
drive
they tend
themselves
to,
nuts.
the
Or
use
drive
of magic
themselves.
tends to drive the user
Oh,
nuts.
okay. Yep. Thank
Yes.
The Galantrians make a big deal of it, and they basically cancel all
Magic events.
All studies on that day.
all studies on that day, and basically close up all of their artifacts and items.
Yeah.
And it's the one day a year where their guardsmen patrol in numbers who don't have magical stuff all over the place.
Yes.
Weird bricklayer.
So I'll definitely be careful not to use any of my magic, including
So
any
you
of
just
my items.
Have to hope you don't need to use
Including,
magic that
it's
day.
probably a good idea if I actually take about half of it off. So
And
some of it's
artifacts of energy are known to take a life of their own on that day, if not disappear.
Do any of us have
Aren't
artifacts
we-
of energy?
You do.
Okay.
I
Who
can't remember
has
what.
artifacts of
Redrian
energy?
I was
staff
going
is
to say,
one.
presumably
Red
Richard's
green
staff
staff.
would be.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about you
My
guys?
other one.
Don't think I do.
My shield wouldn't be an artifact of energy, would it?
You don't
It's
know?
water based too, so
If it's time, it would be water based.
Yeah. Well, it's Bahamut's.
Bahamut's not necessarily time.
Well, it's a shield of it's a shield of Bahamut. Take on a life of their own.
They do. Okay, so with that in mind, does anyone remember what happened last session?
We learned a lot of story.
Yeah, we basically spent the game traveling from story circle to story circle between Ka and Bahamut.
Io.
Sorry, Io. Brain. And learning their version of history.
Which is very...
It wasn't that they were necessarily conflicting. They were just two very different,
they did have
I didn't say conflicting, I just said their versions, so their
like-
perspectives.
like very different perspectives and very different focuses.
Yeah. They
And
emphasise different aspects.
emphasizing different things, and so like Ka was really on his own journey becoming a god, whereas Io was already a god and kind of just doing his own thing for a bit. And so there was some interesting story of when they did interact and they didn't interact and all that stuff. But we learned of the identity of the 6 primordial gods. We have Dawn, Storm, Tide, Death, Calamity, and Hunger. So, and there, 5 of them are tied to the elements. Calamity is not. They're all dinosaurs, basically.
And you had
Having-
visions of a bridge that crossed over a chasm that had been made from strands taken from the form of Ka.
Yes. And so we know that the area around the center of the isle is like surrounded by pterodactyls that'll kill you. So
And is protected from outside interference.
yes, so it's not like we can't fly over it or anything like that. So we the only safe place to go is to cross this bridge. That's what we know,
And that's where we've been
and that's where we left off.
Yeah.
And obviously the other aspect was that having released the titans of the primordial gods,
Oh, yeah, we released them.
the
Oh yeah, the sun.
the sun's been acting a bit weird, and the real sun is a lot less powerful than it used to be.
Yes.
Or the apparent sun's been acting weird, and the real sun's...
And
Hiding.
the second moon disappeared, and the tide stopped, and
But otherwise, had no effect on the world whatsoever.
nothing
No.
bad at all.
Nothing of any interest to anybody.
I'm wondering how are the other games at the same time as we are right now?
Yes.
And
have they noticed?
Friday's one got the thing
Friday.
up, and the sun rose from the north. And then the next day, the sun rose from the south.
And
And then didn't go down.
and then they were just like, what?
And the Wednesday group hasn't seen the sun for a few days. Because they've been locked in a spaceship.
Because, that's what you do in a fantasy game.
Yep.
Fly around in a spaceship.
I didn't say flying.
Oh no, you're just in the
They're
spaceship.
just locked in a spaceship.
Yeah.
Well, you could say
Is
flying
it
if
the
they're
same
jumping and running.
spaceship that
Friday group went to and
Friday
left.
group went to?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
Opened up, released a whole heap of creatures that then caused quite significant problems for the later planning area, and now
Yes.
Wednesday's group's going to go and clean it up.
Technically,
So Wednesday group's the cleanup group.
technically
Got it.
Nala had no hand in that. It was the others. It's all Cheval Zal's fault.
Either way.
Right. So,
Dimitri will fix it, don't
and if
worry.
they ever
My
watch this,
combination
they'll
item.
yell at me for blaming them.
Wednesday's the cleanup group.
that shadow,
Dimitri will fix it.
the other
Okay.
side is energy, correct? Or
Well, you
not?
got, you got shadow and energy.
I think so.
You'll
Well,
find
I'm presuming so, because it's the Blade of Shadow, so that's pretty basic, Moonblade. And Spear of Mazikeen is, as far as I can tell, is an energy item. Yes.
So you've got a couple of
So-
energy items.
Yeah.
Just locked away in next dimensional space will be fine.
One of them is the interdimensional space access.
And there's also a possibility that the Moonblade
Okay.
represents all elements.
There is that little thing because of how they
It was
created.
stress.
The thing is, it's also partly energy anyway.
if we get to the centre of the island,
It wasn't Travelers.
if we get,
make it.
Yeah.
if we get to the centre of the island, it'll probably be protected from all these effects anyway. We'll just spend a couple of weeks there, it'll be all fine.
Yeah, guarantee it's not going to be a problem at all. Birthplace of the gods, it's fine.
So it was a Spear of Mazikeen, potentially the Moonblade. What was the other one?
Red Ren stuff.
Oh, I got that, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So
So,
that was all of them?
the sword is a shadow item, but it has potentially links to all spheres.
And the last thing you did while you were
Yes.
on this island was have a vision of various parts that you most wanted to look at,
Yes.
realizing that you couldn't look at anything else after you did look at that.
Yes.
Oh.
So.
As each of you got the thing you wanted to look at, but nothing. So how about this bit? It's like, no, not working.
Yeah,
You were
yeah.
granted one vision.
And discovered you didn't really want to look at certain places.
I can't remember that at all.
I can.
Yeah, aren't you lucky?
I'm glad.
Thank you.
Yeah,
for-
you're in charge of all this.
Thank you for making me feel better.
It's all right.
about that.
It's all right.
That's what video's for. It's fine.
There was nothing important in your vision.
No.
It's all fine.
Yeah, the problem is I'll watch the video and still forget.
Yeah, no, it's
It's
fine.
this magic power I have.
Okay, so yes.
Right.
You do have Drizzle with you still, and you do have known as Bob with you as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Cool.
One of these space cats.
Yes. Who, if he gets uppity, I can actually do something about. Because he's touting, oh, my technology is all this, and don't have to have magic stuff and everything else. Yeah, he doesn't know about a little trick my sword can do.
Well, hey, it might be useful on the 15th, though.
Eh.
I can turn off technology when I need to.
Yeah, well,
Which should be great on the
It
15th.
might be useful on the 15th.
Wonderful. Yeah, no.
So, where do you wish to head now that you're standing on the, which seems to be the tail of Io?
I believe our idea was to get to wherever that bridge.
We're trying to get to the bridge.
I mean,
yeah.
okay,
Yes.
so we as far as we're aware, we discovered all the story places.
You believe it is 18 miles to the east, going through mountainous terrain.
Which we'd previously
Okay.
been warned had certainly some dangers in the mountains. I can't remember what they were.
I know it's don't fly above the tree line.
Yeah,
But it's
because of
also
the
things-
pterodactyls.
Also, things in the tree line can be
Yeah,
dangerous.
but it's like
The
it's
entire island is dangerous.
Well,
okay,
yeah.
okay. There was,
That
there-
of dread, so.
it was more a case of trying to remember what the danger, what the known danger was.
I know.
In the
All of
mountains.
it.
Was
I
the
don't
original people of the world were there? Those that came before.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
quote unquote unintelligent that were
Oh.
wiped out by the primordials that Io had to then stop.
They were the Neanderthals.
Essentially, yeah.
And they are still alive. They live in the mountains.
Cool.
This is the only place on the surface you will find them.
And as someone who has become
Followers.
somewhat of a representative of Ka in this world now, certainly opposed to the idea of trying to wipe them out. Even if we had that capability, if we do meet them, it's the avoid combat as much as possible.
Because, yeah, weren't you essentially borrowed by Ka, basically?
Well, it's the sort of thing that he'd been carrying, well, the Preserver's Blade for
Yeah.
some years now,
Yeah.
understanding that it was more of a holy symbol of Atruaghin, but has since realised that actually, well, it was, yes, it's got the holy symbol of Atruaghin on it, but it was originally Ka's blade, or at least Ka's representation, and Ka's apparently appropriated him, presumably with Atruaghin's blessing.
This is a good chance that Ka sponsored Atruaghin in the first place.
That's right.
That makes sense, actually.
And which is why the reason that
Mm.
Drachnima released the
Yeah.
primordial titans under Ka's direction.
Yep.
And so, yes.
Yeah. Actually, it would be.
He did.
It would
He
be
did
surprising
sponsor
if it was
Atruaghin.
somebody else, because
Yep.
Carl's made a point
Mm-hmm.
of sponsoring a lot of Immortals.
Yeah.
Particularly people like Atruaghin who could do with the training.
So obviously it's the sort of thing that well, we want to be wary of these first peoples. The intent is certainly not to disturb them if possible. So,
Which is also why Atruaghin has the belief of not using metals and preserving the traditions and all that sort of stuff.
Mm.
Without opposing it by magic.
Why is it all I can think is like caveman SpongeBob?
Because that's exactly correct.
Oh goodness.
Could be Captain Caveman.
Oh, I know.
well, that's who we're likely up against, but you don't think can I kill him?
I was gonna say, yeah, that's likely who we're up against. But, well, let's get there. I say
Yes.
we go ahead, we start
So,
walking.
well,
we
there was
reached
there was-
the end of the river, right?
You
All
can
the
see that
canyon type stuff.
you're at the point where you can see that the canyon is at a rough T intersection
Mhm.
where rivers come from either side of it.
So it's the
and,
feed-in, yeah.
Head down, and at the top of the T is where the plateau rises up.
Okay.
And so there is a valley around the plateau
Yeah.
that where rivers run through
Yeah.
Mhm.
and head out the way you came up.
Yeah. So the closest
But we
way
don't
to
wanna
get to
get
where
to-
we want to go is.
Across the mountain tops to the
Yeah,
east
okay.
that you're on.
Because the point is we don't want to
Yeah.
get to the bottom of the valley
No.
way-
because that means it's a long way up to get the
You,
thing.
may, you
so-
may not be able to climb it.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
and you
Yeah,
can't
it
fly
might,
on
you
the
might
fly,
be too sheer. Yeah.
So we need the bridges.
That's right. So therefore, but
Absolutely.
it's not going to be
Yeah.
appropriate.
Yeah, we don't
It's
wanna-
certainly not like an edge of a plateau that we can walk around to get to the
Yes.
bridge.
Yeah.
It's effectively mountain ranges, and hey, we'll make it happen.
And from what you saw on your vision, the bridge itself is attached to the peak of a mountain,
Yeah.
Yeah.
not to an easy to get to spot,
No.
No. Right at
Because
the
why
tip.
would it be?
No,
because
gotta
it's
be
the
hard
only
bit.
entry to the plateau,
Exactly.
unless you can swim up a falling waterfall.
Little difficult.
Not guaranteed to work.
No. Bit chancy.
I was say, don't give Lonnie a
I was
challenge.
going to say, it sounds
Right.
like it could be interesting to try.
Here's 4d20s. Roll 20 on all of them.
I know, right?
And then Lani rolls it.
What happened?
He gets advantage on one.
Would it be okay if I put fan
True.
on? You guys okay if I put the fan on?
Go ahead,
Yeah,
yeah.
go for it. As long as it's not blasting.
I'll try.
Let's just try to make the air move. It will start off loud, but then it will cool down.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So in that case,
I guess.
we will
East.
determine the most likely direction through the mountains, over the mountains,
Yeah.
and pick the path. If we get lost, it'll just be a longer path, that's all.
Mm.
It's on the lowest fan setting.
Cool.
So, you need a survival or anything like that? to
They will
try and
give
get on the
Dractomir a insight roll. Give you another one to
25.
use. 25. Okay, so looking at it, you think that you can roughly tell what looks to be almost like a smooth line all around the plateau itself,
Okay.
and you have an understanding that you don't want to get into that line.
Yeah.
You have a feeling that if you step across that line, you'll go straight down to the floor of the.
That's right. There's a reason that the horizon kind of appears to drop off.
Because
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't drop off, it plummets.
And you see absolutely no plant life, no animals purchased or anything along that line all the way down to the valley floor.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
Yes. Well, we will aim to not take that pathway, but okay. Like,
But it's the quickest way to the floor.
Quickest isn't best, particularly in a case like this.
well, depends upon your goal, but yes,
We will go the smartest route.
we will aim to.
Come on,
Okay.
we're PCs. The quickest way is almost always the bad one.
You're not wrong.
And you're thinking, with the way this terrain looks, it may take you 3 days to reach the bridge. Safely.
So, well, it'll take as long as it takes to get there.
But from Drachnimir's perspective, he'll have his feet on the ground the entire time.
God.
Yes. This is the other way PCs work. It's going to take us 3 days if we travel safely, or 4 if we don't. Because someone's going to fall down and need medical attention.
Not inaccurate.
More than just healing.
But as I say, it's, we'll aim to pick the most appropriate path, recognising that there's no easy paths.
And you can sense the magic in the mountains. It really does permeate through the mountains rock itself.
There's orichalcum in them damn hills.
Well, you think Ka himself laid the enchantment on this valley?
Well, yeah, I wouldn't be at all surprised. It's that sort of thing, and he's that sort of person.
Well, but also there's the aspect of Ka might have just tried to smooth over a bit after the birth of the gods type stuff, probably left a bit of remnant behind that.
And from what you can see down in the valley below, that's where some of the worst of the predators live.
Good place for them. Well away from us. Let's keep it that way.
Which is one of the deterrents to reach the centre.
Well, yeah, of course. Got to have big, nasty, spiky things with fangs.
We'll pick our path through the mountains, as I said, looking out for any evidence of tracks or trails and things like that. But A, to make the pathway, the travel a bit smoother. But on the countryside, evidence of inhabitants to be avoided.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you're walking along, you see lots of flying birds of various sizes.
Or at least they look like birds from this distance.
Well, some of them are flying really close, but they don't seem to look in your direction as they're flying all over the area.
Right, so we're going to be apparently ignored as long as we stay on the right path.
Or as long as we don't jump into the air.
Well, there's that too.
Do we
No
recognise
hopping to try it
what
out.
sort of birds they are?
Some of them look more like flying dragons without the scales.
I was gonna say, are any like big like the rocks we've seen before?
You do see a couple of rocks in the area. Couple, yes. It is a birthplace of
Pterodactyls.
titans.
Yeah,
And you think that the ancient rocks probably came from here.
makes sense.
Yeah. The Titans, they're big. They want big birds.
And with the size of the animals you've seen, they need big prey to survive.
Yep. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if the rocks are sort of sub-titans to the main one, which is a really big rock.
Well, the rocks are what the Titans use for falconing.
Yeah, but the full-size one's a full-size one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got them up to Godzilla size now.
And you believe this was the birthplace of the one you met in the Sylvan Realm.
Yeah.
And you do know that if you've got at least 1 foot on the rock, the birds will leave you alone.
So if a rock flies by, leap on him, and then we can
So-
travel faster.
Oh, no.
What you're telling me is don't run.
Yeah, no running.
We can
No running,
fast
no
walk,
hopping.
but
Can
no
power walk, but no running.
Yes.
Power walk, no running. Got it.
Or
Leaping.
if you're feeling courageous,
Yeah.
you could taunt them. Watch them jump up. I'm on the ground.
No,
No, I'm on the ground.
that's when you go. Probably a bad idea.
I'll give you another insight roll on that
I don't think it's necessary.
You've got no wisdom to say, don't do that.
Yeah.
24 this time.
one. From what you remember from what Kara told you, if your feet, if you ever leave contact with the mountains, you can't touch it again.
Oh. Shuffle.
Watch that first
Not
step.
just power
Watch
walk,
that first
shuffle.
jump.
We're going to be travelling, like, okay, now 4 days, because we're going to be travelling relatively slowly. Careful walking.
Because that's what
Feet
the
on the
magic
ground.
does. It basically repels you into the centre.
Right, so if you leap up, you actually get flung off.
Does it
And the
also
birds
then,
get to have a go on the way.
does it also apply to the idea that what about if you're riding on something on the ground?
As long as it's touching the ground.
Right, yeah. So technically you can still ride a horse or things like
Yeah,
that sort of
as long as
stuff.
you don't
So
gallop.
Calcrix,
Or
no
Drake.
flying along. If you leave the ground,
I know.
you will not touch the ground again.
Right.
Oh,
So if I
okay.
want to make
No, I
sure
didn't know
of
that
it,
part.
I'd
I
actually
knew
conjure
flying, bad
the.
idea.
Yes.
I'd actually summon the alligator
So what
Yeah.
happens if you
because
fly?
he
Well,
ain't
okay.
leaving
Fine,
the
Turns
ground
out this
Yeah.
is a really easy place to learn how to fly on the idea of
once
jumping and then missing the ground. It's really easy to miss the ground.
because the ground's repulsive once you have to.
Well, at
touch
least
it.
the ground you want
How
to
did
land
we
on.
discover this?
Well, he
Can't
worked.
hold
He
me.
worked it out.
So effectively.
So he's stuck
Well,
in there,
No.
No,
He didn't
actually,
find out the
effectively-
hard way.
inside.
Yeah,
Inside.
exactly,
He
so
worked it out and
I
went,
interpreted what
if
Carl
you stop-
interpreted for me.
Yeah. If you stop touching the ground, it repels you. You're not allowed to touch it again.
It actually resembles part of the edges of the plateau from
Yeah.
the Atruaghin clans.
Mm-hmm.
With
For the
those
same
who,
reason.
those who try to scale it have been
Do we
known to
know
be flown
why?
off.
Magic.
Magic.
Okay.
It's
Power wants it that
it's a
way.
way of protecting the lands from interlopers.
Yes.
Okay.
You can't run in.
In
for a
this
start,
case, it feeds you to the giant predators in the valley.
which includes a couple of rocks.
Basically, yes. Essentially, yes. It really. The land.
Is this just
the
for the
land
area
will throw
we're
you
walking
down
along?
into the moat.
Yeah, but it's a big area.
It's the only way to reach the bridge.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, well, I guess my question
Yeah.
was more in the sense of we've been able to fly in the past,
Yeah.
so now we can't.
Well,
Yep.
The thing
Yeah.
is it's because it's particular specifically
It's
to this
lo-
area.
yeah,
Locally-
it's
locally defensive,
It's effectively the centre of the island is surrounded by a moat. The moat is not full of water; it's full of giant, dangerous critters, and a long way down.
Yeah, werecrocs,
Um,
I think was
But as I say, in the area around the moat is further protected, or rather, it's very easy to fall into the moat.
Hmm.
Calcrix potentially has the advantage having 4 legs, 4 feet.
Yes.
Yes.
Jack Dimmer's tempted to actually walk on his hands and feet as well,
I think most of you
Or-
will need to
or-
at various points.
or at least
Please make
Yeah.
him roll.
regularly touch trees on the way along.
There's no vegetation up
Oh,
there.
that's right, no vegetation, that's right, yes.
As you realise, you're probably above most tree levels.
Okay.
If I hold a staff and drag it on the ground,
No, you got to be you.
so, but yes. We shall.
You see,
Take
Drizzle has
care.
left his cart behind at the tail area with horse because carts don't travel well on mountainsides.
Well,
No.
and
Also, he doesn't want to risk.
that's right, the
Losing
cart
it?
might not count as the same as a living creature, a living mount. So, but he's not. He didn't bring horse with him.
Not bring horse
with
with
that cart.
He leaves horse to look after cart.
Fair enough.
If someone can get to the cart after getting through horse, well, they deserve what they get.
Yeah.
So,
You can only save people from this stupidity for so long. That's what he believes. So 4 days later, you find yourself at the bridge because you've been taking it slow and doing so. There's very few predators or dangers up here besides disconnecting from the rock.
do we see any evidence of the First Peoples?
Not here. They
Okay.
don't.
They're probably further. They're probably further south of the mountain range. type
They're
stuff.
on the southern side of this mountain range,
Yep.
which goes for about 18 miles
Yeah.
south. And you're on the northern side.
Yeah, that's right. That's- We basically avoided the mountain range or their territory by going underneath the mountain range to get round to the mouth of the river.
So the
Where we
jungle
found
where
things,
you
so-
defeated the Avatar
Yeah.
is surrounded on the northern end by caves, all into this mountain, and that's where they are.
Yeah. So,
Okay, so yes,
and
as
so we see a bridge ahead of us, do we?
you do see a bridge ahead of
After
you.
a long, arduous climb up a mountain slope, a bare mountain slope.
You look at the one peak is connected to. It's the tallest peak in the region.
Obviously.
how you do stuff like that.
And you see the bridge going across 6 miles in length.
That's a hell of a long
As
one.
we start getting up, I would recommend don't try and take the shortcut and just jump the last bit onto the bridge.
What shortcut? Oh,
No,
shortcut?
ignore him.
To reach the bridge
so it's about an
itself-
8 mile chasm or a 6 mile chasm or something, and the
It
bridge
is.
goes 8 miles across. Yep.
And you get to make a
Altitude sickness.
athletics check to reach the bridge.
Yeah.
15 for Draknima.
I have to bring up my current stats.
It is a struggle, but Draknimir does reach the bridge, struggling for breath, even though he's used to being high up in the.
I mean, I would expect that, particularly as we're going along, and in fact, considering the danger of leaving ground, the idea of having been roped together would have been a potentially worthwhile.
You got 15.
I got 15, yeah.
What did you get?
I'm considering using my luck of chaos. What's mine?
So with your athletics is +9.
It will be 13.
13.
I'm going
If I
to
take
be,
it and don't roll again.
I'm going to be being really careful.
Maybe do that.
Yeah, I'm thinking
slow.
about doing it because.
You're welcome to.
Can we,
Um,
can we use
using
supporting
rope.
each other and effectively doing a group roll?
Oh yeah,
I got
With
a
the tied
26.
together
we
type
do
stuff?
have ropes.
So you do roll the. Do you realise that if one of you goes, you're tied together, the rest of you go as well?
Well, this is where we
Yeah.
can. This is where we do it as a. If we're working together, we do it as a group roll. So we only need to
Do
get
an
two.
average.
We only have to get half the group succeed for all of us to succeed.
Okay, well, we'll make it as a group roll then. If you want,
Yep.
if you'd like to re-roll, it's up to you. So
My-
what is?
My athletics is +0.
So what is
What'd you get?
Llewell's?
I haven't rolled yet.
Got to roll. I got a 26. So, and we know.
You're going to make up for me.
We know Jack Nima just barely made it. So you have to make it.
Right.
Well, that's the thing.
Oh.
Both of you have made it.
Yeah, but he barely
So
made
we're
But we don't know whether
basically
Jackal
fine.
made it.
I didn't.
Well, I still can
I don't get.
technically roll,
If you
I
want.
think. I have a feeling I should.
I'm thinking of
Well-
the fact that we probably
We have table rerolls.
we've
we
got
should use
enough to
them.
get through.
Drazzle does make it.
Actually.
Okay.
Yes.
So because of the group needed only 3 out of 5 to make it.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
You do make it to the bridge, even though I felt as if you weren't going to make it for a little bit there.
I.
Someone started
I
to.
got
There were a few
dragged.
slips and trips occasionally,
As
but
2 of you started sliding
Yeah.
Yeah.
towards the smooth section.
Well,
Um,
Calcrix is trying not to fly and she's trying to fit on a bridge.
Okay, as you reach the bridge itself and look down it,
That's her
it's
excuse.
the clearest view over the valley that you've seen so far. If you're looking either side of the bridge, it's a bit fuzzy in comparison.
Mhm. How wide's the bridge?
The bridge itself is. It looks just wide enough for you to fit. For each person who looks down it.
Right. Okay. So basically, Jack Nimmer sees a 3-foot suspension bridge rope with occasional missing
Yes.
panels and things like that.
I would like to note that Calcrix sees a very solid
10 foot
stone
wide.
bridge
It probably still doesn't
in
have.
good repair.
But he probably still doesn't have walls.
It still looks like a rope
Yes.
bridge.
Okay.
But it looks
But
wide enough
there's
for you
no
to...
missing panels.
Well, I'm just going to quickly duck to the bathroom while you
Yeah.
guys figure out who's going to go first.
Isn't it?
Good question.
Probably the person who got a 26 or Drazzle.
Lonnie could go first since technically the library of the co-crew is at the center. Lonnie's tied to them. Lonnie could be leading, but I know Dracula likes to take ahead.
Exactly. I mean, again, I'm thinking that, well, we're still roped together, so it's all a one-in-all-in situation.
Yeah.
It's certainly not like we've got enough ropes to actually enhance the bridge in any way, shape or form, 8 miles long.
Yeah.
It's, take care, don't fall, don't look down.
Well, looking down is the only clear view. So
I'm looking down.
Just keep looking ahead.
if it was Cowcrick's in front, do you have to do that whole Shrek and Donkey thing, where Shrek like?
No, Caprix doesn't. She's not actually afraid of being on the bridge in the sense that
Yeah.
she can fly. She's just
Yeah.
very wary. She doesn't want to fly
Well,
Yeah.
because that's going to make life very difficult.
Very hard.
The point is, yes, theoretically, none of us have any trouble getting across the bridge if things were normal.
Yes. That's the thing.
But she's not scared of heights or anything. So
No,
she's just not worried about the bridge in that sense.
it's just the flying things.
Flying things make things difficult.
Yes, well, Jack Dimmock certainly reminds everyone that despite the appearance of the bridge, it is obviously solid and not about to break.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is anyone actually worried about that though?
Well, I don't know, but it's the sort of thing that, even though it looks like a rope bridge with limited support and structure, it's been here for many thousands of years.
It's worked so far.
It's not likely to actually collapse in the next. Well, it'll probably take a couple of hours to cross the 8 miles of bridge.
Yeah.
With it being magic, Lonnie would put her faith in it that no matter how it appears, it would be safe to cross as long as you follow rules.
And remember,
Yes.
don't get picked off by the pterodactyls.
So if you're okay with Lonnie going first, I guess? Okay.
Okay, as you go to step onto the bridge, you see a kobold standing there.
Okay.
He wasn't there before.
Okay.
Do we all see it? Or just Lonnie?
Just Lonnie.
Just Lonnie? Okay, so I see Kobold. What is it? Is it just chilling? Is it
Standing in the middle of the bridge where you're about to go.
With a staff saying, "None shall pass."
Depends if purple or
What?
dragon.
It's your favorite colour.
Yeah. And if he's got a staff, he's going to try and trip the
Wait, do we know Draconic? I do know Draconic. No? Yes. I will say hello first in common, and if it doesn't respond, then Draconic after, I guess.
He does respond in common, but he does respond to your common, but in draconic.
move. Oh, okay.
What? Okay.
He responds to your common in draconic.
Yes.
Do
Okay.
we
I-
hear the conversation?
You hear Lonnie talking to nothing.
Right. Okay.
Okay. I will say, me and my friends would like to pass along this bridge. Is that allowed?
What makes you worthy is his response.
I am Lonnie, and I name a whole bunch of titles, and I will say, Empress, keying in on Empress of the Race, speaker of the first word. We are upon a quest to, get
From
to the
Core himself.
from Ka himself to reach the center
Ka.
of the center of the aisle. So we humbly request the ability to move forward along the bridge.
Yes. It responds to you saying, Lonnie, Empress of the Waves may pass.
What about the rest of the group?
I did say my
Well-
whole group too. I did
He's
say
going
that.
to be asking this of each of us, isn't he?
Yeah.
So,
Okay. I will say.
And then he's gone in it
Yep.
as you look.
I will go ahead.
Okay.
I will warn them.
Jack Dimmer at the back of the line.
You
going,
turn around and you realize you're sitting on the other side of the bridge.
Awesome.
You-
I'm liking this bridge
That's
a lot.
good long
This is
walk.
like this is like those
You'd only
little
taken one step on the bridge.
yeah, those little like escalator thingies.
my concern is,
Yes.
so is the rope still
Cover
tied
over.
around you?
No.
Travelator's the word for it.
Yeah, Travelator, there we
Yes.
go. It's one of those. So I think that's just how long it took for Lonnie to go up all their titles. That's what happened.
But
Yeah, she
so,
And the rope just
Walking
drops
the
at
whole
that
way.
point.
okay, so basically, so what we see
Is I just
is
stepped forward.
Lonnie steps on the rope,
So I
steps
said-
on the
So
bridge.
I said hello.
Well, they said, but what we saw was Lonnie stepped on the bridge,
I said hello and I.
started chatting in a one-sided conversation,
Yep.
and then disappeared.
And then you sort of see, so it seems to stretch
And the
away
rope
from
just,
you.
the,
And then the rope just drops.
so the rope did seem to stretch and then drop,
Mhm.
as if the knot came untied, not the idea of the rope
As if
cut,
it
or
broke.
broke. Okay. Because that's what I was going to say. Was like, yeah, we're likely to be getting a lot of pieces of damaged rope after the out of this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did they
Can
hear
we-
my side of the conversation?
Yes.
We heard your side of the
Okay.
conversation. That's right. 8 miles. I'm guessing we can't see the other end of the bridge.
You can just see some vague plateau that it goes to.
Yeah.
You can't see
You can
where
see
the
whether we
bridge
land, or we can see land on the other side. Just
I was gonna
Not
say,
With a
necessarily-
spyglass, you could probably see
Well,
a
that's
bit
what I was
clearer.
thinking.
I was gonna say, in real life, you could.
I have
if it was-
spyglasses.
If it was a clear day, you'd see pretty alright.
And
but
one
magic.
and a third of parts.
so, because I certainly, well, I mean, Jack Nimmer's at the back of the line of the tied personnel at the moment, but I'm assuming we all saw it because we would have all been somewhat grouped.
Yeah,
Ready to go across.
it wouldn't be hard.
The
Although,
certainly that
if
would-
you're at the back of the group and therefore behind Calcrix, you
Well,
may not be able
I'm
to
thinking of
see.
the fact that like we would be tied together.
Yeah.
But because we're at a bridge, potentially
Yeah.
it could be not necessarily lined up backwards
Yeah,
that way.
we could be
but
across.
the,
Yeah.
But either way, it's more the idea of, well, who was second? Who are we going to make second?
Up to you guys.
Like, like probably.
I'll go.
Yeah,
I would say
on the idea
Lowell
that
is probably
Where'd
the
Lani go?
most likely
What happened?
choice.
As Llewell looking at this broken piece of rope in front of him. He didn't even feel the tug.
He's just like,
No.
ah.
Is it broken or untied?
It's broken.
yeah, it's actually effectively snapped.
That's the piece of rope I started this frigging game with. Now I've got to throw it away.
No, you just now have more rope at shorter lengths.
All the rope.
Find a magician to magic it back together by doing that whole knot trick.
I can do that.
Yeah, no.
I was gonna say.
You're a warlock.
I can make
said
it
find a
another
magician.
I can make it a whole piece of rope.
Okay, leave it all. You can fix it on the
do you step
15th.
4?
I do. I untie myself from the rope first.
Okay. Do you advise
Now,
the group?
I'm just imagining.
I would suggest taking the rope off because it's going to get ripped up anyway.
Well, okay, but the point is like,
yeah.
Nimmer didn't have a good view of what happened. Not necessarily saying anyone did, but he's saying, what happened? Where'd Lani go? What happened?
I am now okay. Side note: I am now imagining that the 15th in some areas of the world is just really big for sleight of hand magic shows that has nothing to do with real magic.
Yeah.
And like that's like the big day for it or something like that. Okay, move on. Okay.
Okay, so Llewell.
Makes sense.
Gnomes. The illusionists
So-
and tricksters.
So Llewell's
I step
Paul's
forward.
untying himself.
I
Is he
untie it.
stepping on? Does
I
he,
suggest
does he
everyone.
say-
I
does he say
suggest to
what
everybody.
he saw?
I suggest everybody to remove the rope. There's no point wearing it right now because the front of this rope got broken off when
Lani
Lani
fell?
disappeared. No, she did not fall. There was no pull. She stepped forward and spoke to something and disappeared.
Yeah.
So there's no point wearing the rope. Can I have it all back, please? So.
Sure.
Drizzle says piece missing. Sorry.
That's fine. I can deal with it a little bit.
Mm.
Thank you, Drazzle.
Well, you can't give him the whole rope back.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Well, can you give me the bit of the rope back that you've been using and just we'll leave it all in one piece as much as we can. I step forward.
Okay. As you step forward, you see a kobold looking up at you.
Good day to you.
It says, "What makes you worthy to cross?" In Draconic.
I refrain from saying I'm me. I'll leave that to Calcrix.
Calcrix has got a completely different response,
Yeah.
but she doesn't know about the question yet, so
No,
she
of
Does
course
he,
can't.
not.
does he have a voice that sounds like the bridge questioner or whatever? from
Probably high
Monty
pitched,
Python?
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, they're small. They're like this big.
Yeah. I just think he'd be
I
very
feel
fun.
like we should have got that as a sound bite.
What is your quest?
As soon as Paul apparently starts talking to somebody who's on there,
What makes you worthy to
who's there? What's happening?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
So, what does
Paul,
Llewell answer
who's
with?
there? What's happening?
I do have a voice box, but I don't
That's
have it
okay.
set up.
That's okay. That's okay.
I'm not going to
No.
do it.
he'll-
We're on a quest for Ka and the Immortals in general to reach the centre of this island.
He pauses and just shakes his head.
Okay.
You have a
That-
feeling you didn't answer his question.
What makes you worthy? That's what you're doing, but what makes you worthy?
I think there was also an opening of who are you and what makes you worthy.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
believe it was a two-part question.
yeah.
Okay. Well, yes.
Well, for
Which
Luell,
Lani definitely answered with
for
multiple.
Luell, he only asked, what makes
Yeah.
you worthy? Because
he
he already
did
knew who he was, because Lani told him.
Because yeah, he knows. He's one of Lani's companions.
Yes.
That's how that goes.
I'll still introduce myself though.
So, what makes you worthy?
I'm on a
Strawberry
quest for an
and the
immortal
little ones are peppermint.
directly for this task.
He shakes his head again and says, what makes you worthy?
This is a real self-esteem question.
Why were you selected?
Because I'm the best part for this role.
He looks
I'm
you
the
up and
best-
down.
I'm the best there is at what I do.
What, the role of playing Cluel?
Yes. Look,
Tonight's role
no,
of Cluel will be played by...
Look, Chlorl is going to put this a fuck ton better than I ever will. And he'll know all exactly the right words to do it
If
with,
you like, I
because-
can give you a persuasion roll instead.
Yes, I can do that.
I think
'Cause
Paul
I'm
would
weird.
prefer that.
It'll be a boring session if I don't.
The question I have, though, is that I don't believe Paul heard me asking or having Black Nimmer ask questions.
He doesn't
Do
hear
we
direct
think-
mirror at all, no.
That's right.
No.
Cluel didn't... Cluel was more than just not hearing questions. He was
Yeah.
obviously not recognising our presence in any way. Yeah.
Yes, not being there.
So what did you get on your persuasion?
Persuade. 19.
19. Okay.
Almost a nice number.
So eventually he lets Luell, Master of Languages, across.
Is that because he starts getting tired?
No, because nothing else was what he deemed worthy.
Mm.
But he recognised that he could talk well. That's worthiness.
Well, yeah, he has, Luell himself would have many different aspects relating to him, and one of them is he can speak a lot of
The
languages.
gift of the gab.
I can talk to anybody about anything.
It is a
at
library
any
of
time.
languages, isn't it? So
He has a huge list of languages.
As
He's very, very wise. He's very, very intelligent. He's very perceptive.
as you realise, the question was about what is a perspective on you, not what you're doing.
Yeah. What makes you important?
I'm the best there is at what I do. What I do, I already told him that. Okay, what I do is machine gun people, but hey.
And then you find yourself standing next to Lani with your hair struck behind you, almost like a point out behind you. Doesn't come down. It's just
It's me next, isn't it?
you feel as if it's
I feel
sort
like I
of
need a
a
prop.
bit frozen like that.
But before you actually step onto the bridge, Jack Nimmer will say,
I get out of the way.
can
for
anyone
the next
see
one.
the other side of the bridge yet? Like, rather than having someone else randomly step on the bridge, it'd be nice to know where they're going to.
Be useful.
When you ask me, can I see the other side of the bridge, I will hand you one of my looking glasses.
One of those metal ones.
Yep.
Yeah. You don't want it? Actually,
Can you see it? Can you see the other side of the bridge?
don't I have a nice wood one and then a metal one?
No, you got two metal ones.
Two metal ones. I got a wood one that was fixed.
Probably
for
got
me,
metal
but-
fittings.
Yeah, it probably does have metal fittings.
But that's
so-
okay. Yeah, Jack Nimmer will say, well, can you see the other side of the bridge? Like,
Oh, maybe Thala carved herself a wood one. that
Thala
might be-
has one, yes.
Yeah.
or one of the Little John from Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, the leather wrapped one.
Yeah, that's yeah.
The leather one with the two
I think
legs.
because Thala can carve things as a character. I was
But-
sure she'd sent one after Calcrick stole her.
Either
all
way,
her,
it's sort of thing that
her looking glass thing at Darrakin.
Yeah, you got two metal ones from Darrakin.
Mm.
okay. It's not even in this case. It's not even necessarily so much the metal thing. It's a case of you pulling out this thing, saying, "Look, can you see the other side?"
Mm.
So
Does Calcrick use it?
To look to the other side.
Yes. Or would you just step on the bridge?
No, she's. If Drachnima has requested her to look to the other side, she'll have. And he refuses to look in the looking glass himself. She'll have a look, but she's only doing it because Drachnima is insisting on it.
Give me a perception roll.
Perception's plus 10?
Yes.
22.
Okay, so yes, looking at it, you can see Lowell looking like he's gone through a wind tunnel.
Mm.
Including my hair
She
still,
laughs and then she
including my
tells
hair
us
still
eat
out backwards.
and lets Eat look in the looking glass. And Eat laughs as well.
As you see behind them in the distance, some sort of spined creature coming over a hill towards them.
I say
And they're looking this way and not seeing this.
I'm like, there's something approaching them on the other side of the bridge, and then I step onto the bridge.
Okay. So as you step onto the bridge, you see a kobold there looking up at you,
And
and it says, "Greetings, sister."
hello. Eep says, hello. How are you?
I am.
Who are you?
I am me.
How are you?
Do you have like a name, or is it just me?
It shrugs. Name's unimportant.
My name's Calcrix.
He doesn't
I
want
like
to give
be
it away to
called
the dragon.
Calcrix.
Did you both make it?
This is Eep.
Yes. Mine was annoying.
He looks at Eep curiously.
Drachnima hasn't tried yet.
Does sister wish to
Try
pass?
this.
Yes, my friends are now over there, and I need
That
to go and
wasn't
help
supposed to
them.
bounce on top of
I'm not
shoulders.
sure if the spiny creature coming up to them
It's not
is
preferred.
going to hurt them or
Yeah.
not, but I want to be there just in case.
Valid.
Okay. And then you find yourself standing on the
Oh
other side.
no! Ask me why I'm worthy.
You're worthy to help
Come
your
on.
friends. You're worthy to help your
She had
friends.
an answer right there.
She's got her answer ready. She's been planning for it. She's got a prop. Damn it!
You didn't need
Give her a
that.
chance.
You're going there to help your friends.
Give her a chance.
If you get across and Lonnie sees you, Lonnie be like, and she be like, and you say that out loud. Oh, that's right. Lonnie be like, Calcrix, I know you were worthy, but please tell me, why are you worthy?
She produces a cookie, gives it to the kobold.
Is that one of those interesting ones that makes you see funny stuff?
And is this where the cookie mysteriously disappears?
Yeah,
Well-
because he takes it and then pops her across.
The cookie's still on the other side of the bridge with Eat.
That's how he gets across
Oh, gold.
And then Eep appears on your shoulder.
Yep.
without a cookie.
Without a cookie.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I had the because the obvious answer. What makes you worthy? Cookie. Like, look,
That's what you need.
immediately. This is.
You don't need anything else.
I like it.
Do you need anything else but the essentials of sugar and friendship? Okay, so on the other side of the didn't ask me if I'm worthy.
Did not seem to ask you if you're worthy.
Okay.
But you can sort of, you can't see the creature you saw through the spyglass
Okay,
here.
alright.
But you're also a lot closer to those hills.
Yeah. Okay. I
If
say
you got the spyglass out, you could be looking at the top of the hills to see things.
yeah. I say to the others, I thought I saw something on the other side of the bridge, and then I'll have a look with my
Okay.
thing. But we'll
While
probably
you're doing that, we've got...
Oh, I've got to finish.
Well,
the
Jackson will
chats.
probably step forward second last because Drachnima was going to be the last in the line, but I'm assuming Jackson gets across without says,
you hear
Baba.
Drazzle say, "Hello, brother."
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Important plot development.
well, he said hello, sister to Calcrix.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't even. I
They're
wasn't.
draconic. They're draconic creatures. They consider all dragons to be related.
But
We'll find out what they think of half dragons.
it's still cool.
He
Like
didn't
I
say
know,
anything
like
about
I know,
it.
I know it's a crow.
Well, okay, I haven't stepped in yet. So.
I know it's
Well,
a
that's true.
kobold, but like, how close brother sister are we talking here is the question.
They're
He is a magical guardian
Well,
of a magical
okay.
bridge that is ancient.
He might be one of the two that Calcrix doesn't know about yet.
it's
That's
like
the
it's like
thing.
it's like all the goblin races are all related
Yeah,
to
I
each other.
did.
But,
So is it brother or is it brother?
That's
Hard
right.
to know.
It's bro.
Bro.
Brah.
But
Definitely
okay.
bro.
But we'll just say, it might be one of the two that Kelquick was unaware of so far.
Hello, small puss.
He's not
Five siblings.
small, we're just overly large.
And so, yes, so Jackima will step forward, so find out what was happening.
Okay. And
And
you do see the kobold
Kobold?
looking up at you. He sort of looks at you strangely. He has that look of puzzlement.
At
Greetings.
the half-dragon man, Atruaghin,
Okay. So,
all the things. Oh,
Yes.
greetings. Are you the
did you just fart?
Probably.
Quite possibly.
Well, he's happy.
gatekeeper? Gatekeeper's not the right word. I think you're for a soul guardian.
Keymaster.
Okay. But yes. Tolman, but yes, basically, whoever's guarding the bridge. So,
I'm not petting you anymore. Because if
He-
you fart again, it's
He
gonna
pauses
kill
for a little bit and says, "What makes you worthy of crossing?"
I'm just cool.
well, I'm not sure that anyone would be worthy of crossing to the side of the birthplace of the gods, but it is where the quest takes. Myself, as one who's been charged by Atruaghin and Car, having become Chief of Chief and Shaman of the Atruaghin clans. My place is on the other side.
You may pass, Chief of Chiefs.
Said the important thing. Chief of Chiefs.
Is it
Cheaper cheap.
Chief of Chiefs. Sorry.
Cheaper
is it as far as Dracnima knows he's the first half dragon now?
He does know that there are other half
Yeah,
dragons
exactly.
out
No,
there.
Okay, so we do know of
Well, no. Okay. The world knows of half races. They're universally reviled.
And
Yes.
Yeah.
basically, the only half dragons that the party have seen so far have been villains.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Because we did meet a few half dragons very, very early in this campaign.
But he wasn't
Did
born
we?
like this.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
There's
not
no
me,
guarantee
that's
either.
Oh no! This is
Yeah.
before.
Well, they don't know.
This
Before
was
Calcris
like
joined the
the
group.
very start of the
Okay.
Atruaghin clans campaign.
Mm.
Before it was the Wrath of Immortals side of the house.
Mm.
Yes, the half dragons were controlling some of the dragonborn.
They were
Ah.
lizard folk and kobolds.
Yeah.
They didn't have any dragonborn amongst them.
Okay, yep. Okay.
But still.
Into stealing dragon eggs, actually, wasn't it, at that time? Was it?
The
That's
dragon
right, yeah.
hatcheries and the eggs.
That's right, yes, that's what was happening. So,
Happy.
um,
Yeah? You look happy.
but yes,
Careful, mister. You've left your fang hanging out.
so,
So yes, you do find yourself standing on the other side, watching Cal Creek peering up into the mountains with one of her spyglasses.
well, as I say, because did Kelquick mention the spiny monster that was
I
coming
said
at them
I
before she
think
left?
there's some kind of spiny creature.
No, but I mean,
yeah,
like,
she did.
before you left.
Yeah,
mine
because you
was-
asked,
yeah, so
can
that's
I
right.
see? And
So,
I'm like, I can see.
Yeah, Jack Dimmel will
Also, it looks like
immediately
a giant creature
having its
for
bow
Kirby's
ready,
class.
looking around for threats. But
I think so, yeah.
That would
Could be a corpru.
that. Could be that. It could be
but
that.
obviously not seeing anything immediately to hand.
Oh, yeah.
That was the
the-
description of death.
The Titan, yeah.
Yeah.
Could be.
Or it conveniently waited behind the tree until everyone was there.
Or it's been
Popped out
following
and said
along this
hello.
whole time.
Mm.
Yes.
You do realise after a time you become very heavy and wriggly.
That's
He's
not
got-
my problem.
He's like, but I'm
so
saucing
seeing
too.
it's in one of the other books. It's
You
not
should have
always
seen the
handy.
stick face.
What are you
he
after?
gave me.
There's-
Yeah,
Well,
he's
if I
like,
tell you-
"Oh, no."
Ah, well, no, that's fair.
that was
That's
Raven today because she does not like the thunder, so she was
Yeah.
here on me the whole time.
yeah.
She just does not. She's smaller than Therion.
Ours,
Yeah.
ours are okay. The two dogs,
Yeah.
but they tell it off.
Yeah.
Particularly our new dog.
Yeah.
The Pom Pom will bark a bit, and
Oh,
then sort
yeah.
of they'll be fine.
Yeah.
But Hazelnut is a bit different.
What is Hazel?
He doesn't bark as loudly as Pom Pom does, but he
Uh-huh.
doesn't stop.
What kind of dog is he?
Half retriever, half Cavalier King Charles.
Oh,
Mm.
that sounds so adorable.
He is.
He is. I've seen photos.
Oh.
I
They're
have the
worth
photos.
looking at.
I have the photos.
But then, I don't know. I haven't come across a pet that was ugly yet.
True. Well, do you want to meet my
no, I've
friend's
certainly
hairless
had-
cats?
I don't think hairless cats are ugly.
I think they're
I've
cute.
certainly known pets that are ugly. Not necessarily not lovable,
Yes.
but ugly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Fair point.
Oh, yeah.
Fair, what's that word where kind of
Yeah.
define. Fair definition.
Yes.
Okay, so coming over the top of the hills behind you is what looks to be like a crocodile with a great fan along its back.
So this will be
one of these
death,
things.
I think it is.
Creature
maybe.
from the Black Lagoon?
Dimitrodon.
We've
one
had
of the
them described
Dimetrodons.
before.
It's a Dimetrodon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of the Titans is one of
He's
those.
one of them, and this is a big one, isn't it?
Is
But
this
I'm guessing not that big.
Titan-sized?
Just look hiding behind a tree. That doesn't exist.
Depends
Could
on
be a
the
really
It's
big
an
tree.
expression.
Is
Sorry.
It could be a big tree. You've seen the ones in our phone.
So is that Storm?
Sorry.
Dimitrodon.
Well,
or
if it's one of the Titans, but
if it's a Titan, or if it's just a small one.
I'm thinking it's more likely
Could be
Just
just,
a
a
small
dinosaur.
one.
Yeah.
a big, what's apparently a very big
Or an
alligator with a
avatar.
sail on its back.
I
Doesn't
I'd
put it
look up
necessarily in the Titan
descriptions of
range.
The Titans, but I don't
Yes,
know. There's
When you
certain
look at the
person
primal
that-
titans, you think of a primal titan could stretch itself over the length of Canberra.
Yeah,
Okay, so this is not a
So
Titan.
so this is
Whereas-
just a dinosaur.
That's right. Well, I mean, from a
Dinosaur
player's
man.
perspective, that's right.
Yeah.
From a player's perspective, it is a.
And as you're looking, you see 3 to 4 more come over the
He's
ridge
being a
behind it.
lapdog.
So how
Okay.
big are they in comparison to cow creeks?
They are in comparison of
20?
size to cow creeks, if not
Okay.
bigger,
Okay.
especially with the fan of their
Like a
back.
lot bigger than
Well,
that?
but that's
or
right.
just
So
comparable?
they're large, huge creatures, not gargantuan. The
No, to put you down
what else
so
we got
you
around
know.
us at the present time? What's
you-
our terrain?
The terrain where you are is rock right next to a ledge that leads to hills where they're coming from. And looking either side, there's not many places you can go because this is literally an outcropping of the plateau, where there's probably about 50 feet of width.
And our understanding of the island is the fact that yes, we've effectively got to go over those hills to get
into
the crater type thing in the middle of the hills. Yep. So, well, Jack Dimmock's definitely suggesting that don't run, don't charge them, but move in that direction, because that way it gets you further away from the edge of the crater.
Yes.
Yeah,
We'll get
yeah we don't want to be on the
away.
edge of the chasm.
Yes.
If there's actually no specific pathway or obvious situation, potentially we can go off on an angle.
I was gonna
We
say,
don't need to
does
go directly towards them.
So I'm going to ask for an initiative check.
does it look like they've seen us and they're coming towards us?
Well, it looks like they are coming towards you.
And want to do something about it.
And what you saw from the spyglass, they were coming towards you at that point.
Ah.
Jack Dimmock's on 26 upgraded.
Right.
He's going fast for some reason.
That's right.
Of course, he wants to get away from the edge.
I'm going last.
He's not running.
What's my initiative thing?
Dex plus.
8 plus 8 plus 10 plus 10.
Okay, so 14. So, yeah, not high.
Beat me.
You want sniffy? Yeah, you just went. Sorry.
Okay, what is Llewell's initiative?
8.
An 8. What is Lani's initiative?
19.
And that's with magic on my cloak that makes me faster.
You're unhappy that you've been put down. I can tell because you're irritable.
Oh, I lied to you. It is actually 22, but I'm sure that keeps me in the same order anyway.
I would say so.
They might get. It might
I don't know.
might
They
change
have-
where you
Is that
slot into
yours
them
now?
Yeah.
potentially.
Yeah,
like,
there is.
it's not going to make any difference on the party.
Yeah.
No, it didn't make a difference.
Oh, okay.
The 22?
22.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're going
Oh,
slower.
from
19.
no.
So Drachnamir sees
I
that
can
they
do
seem
math,
to be trying to herd you to the edge, as they have fanned out along the line,
And how many are we talking?
talking 6 in total.
6 in total.
Enough that you could kill one of them and they still take the whole width.
The whole width?
The whole
Oh,
width
the
from-
sort of... Oh, okay, yes, because you said we're sort of on a spur of the plateau, aren't we? So, and how wide's this spur?
This spur at your end is about 10 feet.
Yep.
At the other end is about 50 feet.
Right, okay. So the idea of actually trying to go off on an angle is irrelevant anyway. It's, well... and how far away from us at the moment are they?
They are about 40 feet away.
Okay. So, well, as I said, don't charge them, but move forward. But Kaktima will aim to actually take a shot and try and make a gap.
Okay.
So, so I was in the right spot. AC 27.
27.
Oh, thank you very much.
That turns to be a good hit.
Do you want snacks or food?
You'll have some food.
Okay, cool. I presume you don't want any nuts.
So you end up with a critical hit.
Oh, okay. But then the other factor is those. Do I get sneak attack when they haven't acted
Yes.
around yet? Yeah. And well, since I thought about this system, so 3d8. 3d6. So that's 14, 20. Are we doubling everything for critical, or is
Yep.
it just the...
Just-
yeah, okay.
You
It's
double-
everything?
You double the result.
Okay.
I try to simplify things.
Well, more with the sneak attack was counted as well. So that's 20, 27, 32, 36, 72.
Okay, so yes, you watch your shot go straight in one eye and pop out the other with a whole bunch of stuff
Ooh.
as it collapses.
Ew.
So,
You
Energy drink.
so he probably went for the one that was second from the left.
And it just collapses on that spot.
So, and then Dracdimmer will stay at the rear at the present time on the idea of
Yep.
And then Strachnimir's go. You got the jump on everyone.
got a surprise round
Oh.
effectively.
Okay.
The natural 20 really gives you
Yeah.
an extra round.
Yeah.
yeah.
Which I didn't tell him until after he'd done
That's
stuff.
right, yes. AC 22.
Okay, so yes, you end up critically hitting
Wait,
that
never
one as
did
well.
before.
Okay. Apparently you've got to burst a hole through. Oh, this one isn't much damage though.
No,
5.
You still
8.
get sneak attack.
Yeah, okay, I rated that too. So 8, 12, 17, 18, 22, 44.
Okay, you see it embed right into the skull, right through the eye again. And
Make
it
rubber
just
bits.
collapses.
Okay. So now the left side's clear. Not that that should make much difference when you're talking a 50-foot wide passage with 10-foot wide creatures, and there's still 3 of them still left. So
Well, there's 4 of them still left.
oh, there were 6 of them. Okay, yeah.
Because there was enough that you could take one out and they'd still fill the passage.
Yeah.
Okay, so Lani, you're up.
Alrighty.
Time to get it there and make
So-
a melee mess.
Taking
Don't
taking-
charge them.
his stuff. I am not
Move
going
cautiously
to be-
forward.
I'm still going to have 1 foot down, so if I'm moving in any way, it would be like speed walking.
I'm not positive that the effect of the
Yeah.
on the other side applies on this side as well, but
Yeah.
this is not the time to find out.
Not sure. Not going to test it. So we're going to plant our feet, and I'll throw trident at the right side.
Mm-hmm.
All that stuff. See how that goes. Okay. That is a. 22.
Nice.
Yeah.
You crit
I think
hit.
between you and Draco,
Wow.
you're going to take them all down.
So it's.
That's what before.
Jack Dim was not used to firing twice.
No.
Because he's not someone who gets 2 attacks. So.
Expert at Trident is 3d6, correct?
It'll be.
Expert will give you 3 extra dice.
3 extra dice. So it's
So maybe
Whatever
I was,
dice you're using.
maybe I was doing a little one less
Get
dice
more
than
of
normal.
them. What do you?
I was supposed to-
What dice do you
There should be
use
two
for
extra
attack?
dice.
yeah,
Yeah,
2
that's
extra
right.
dice. Yeah.
Because
Okay.
it's proficient,
Sounds right.
skilled,
Expert.
and so proficient gives you the standard.
Mm.
So
But if you're
So-
starting from 2d6,
15.
you're adding pairs.
Yeah.
Yes, that is correct. So if it's a 2d6, then you add 4 dice.
and if it's a magical weapon,
Because it's a
And also
direct
an extra
multiple
pair
of
of
your
dice?
weapon damage.
The bonus of the weapon will add extra dice. Yes.
Well, that's helping. Plus
Calcrick's gone down, and so did the drink. It's okay. I will.
20.
You just trying to water Calcrix.
26, and then it's
Mhm.
double,
Oh, my natural
so-
plus.
52.
Okay, so you see your trident zip off and embed right into the skull, and then the skull explodes as it appears back in your hand.
We're gonna hit the other one now. So, we'll go.
Because you can.
18?
18 is a normal hit.
Normal hit, okay.
It's starting to look. Look at what time.
21.
21, okay.
Damage.
So it sinks right in and it collapses, and there's a burst of gunk as it flies back to your hand.
Cool. That's
hopefully
all
it
my
gets
turns.
hopefully it shakes it off before it gets back in your hands. Oh, lucky.
Oh, yeah. Oh, trust me, when it comes off, it doesn't necessarily come back with ghost bits all the time. Sometimes.
So Jack Dimmer took out the 2 on the left, you've taken out the 2 on the right, so you've got 2 in the middle, is that what you're saying?
Yes, no.
So technically, the entire pathway still blocks at the present time, effectively.
Yeah. So we still have two in the middle. Take care of, but that's all Vonnie's turn. So.
Dressel goes next. He steps in front of the party and points at his trident at them.
Ooh, his fancy one that he took from the underwater.
Mm-hmm. You see it's dripping with water at the moment.
Okay.
Hasn't been near the water for quite some time.
Mm.
Yes. Used to.
Well, more importantly, it's dripping with salt water.
And entirely appropriate for him, considering water is also time.
As you see the remaining 3 creatures shamble forward.
Didn't you take out
2.
2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get the remaining 2 creatures shamble forward
Mm-hmm.
Right, 2.
and stop just before Drazzle.
Your litter is clean.
Because they were... Oh, actually, he took some forward. Drazzle gets to swing at one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Because he readied his action.
Oopsie daisy.
Andy being an NPC.
Mm.
He dropped his trident. Not used to fighting.
Oh no!
Yep, 1.
It slipped out of his hands. It's wet.
Table reroll?
For Drowsy?
I don't know.
I don't know what else we have to face. Maybe we could, but
You've still got me to shoot things.
yeah.
Well,
like,
they-
we
it's
still have
possible
you-
they
you
go
two to
before we-
go.
they
Oh,
go before
most,
I do.
more likely they go before you guys.
Well,
do.
no, they had gone. They moved.
I-
They moved up to attack like Drazzle's.
And Drazzle
Well,
used his reaction
I was
to
gonna say
attack.
we're in the,
I
we're in
could've
the
said-
middle of their turn technically.
Presumably, Drazzle was standing next to Lani at that point.
Well,
I'm assuming
he
Lani
stepped in
forward.
front of the... Because Lani hasn't stepped forward yet.
Oh, didn't he?
Yeah,
He stepped forward
no.
with his readied weapon for when they came
I
within
threw.
reach.
Mm.
And then he rolled a 1.
Yep. So, missed.
Okay, and then you see Drazzle get flung behind you
That's
off
why I was
the edge
thinking
of the
about
plateau.
reroll. Could I have gone with my reroll then? I was outvoted, damn it.
Can we catch him?
No.
I think the rule applies.
As you realise he's free to come off the plateau.
Mm. So,
Well, fruitiness.
I may have a spell that can get him though.
Well,
Even if he can't touch the ground anymore.
Well, that would be combating the magic of the mountain.
so we'll find out whose turn it is next, and we'll see if there's any response we can do.
Mm.
So,
Okay. As
Knew we should have let him reroll.
Now it is Calcrix's go.
You see that these two large lizards are dinosaurs are rushing towards the party.
Well, actually, they effectively reached the party, haven't they? Well, they reached the
They
front line.
reached Drazzle, yes.
Okay.
Who stopped them?
But only
And-
stepped 5 feet
and-
in front of the party, presumably. So, or in front of the first
Presumably, I've seen Drazzle disappear though.
We've seen Drazzle get flung
He
off
went
the edge of the
fling.
plateau.
Yeah.
people. So, did the creatures apparently basically headbutt Drazzle, or
Well, when he struck one of them, it lifted him up.
right?
Mm-hmm.
His critical fumble was he got lifted off the ground.
Because, yeah, if he gets hit, then, so as soon as you're here,
And you screwed up the roll.
Alright. I guess trying to get Drazzle is probably not what people want me to do.
It's up to you. Certainly missing Drazzle is a well.
it is a problem.
Well,
Unfortunately,
it's
I
likely
have-
a problem. But hey, for all we know, he's already over the other side anyway.
I also have the flaw that if family are in any way jeopardized,
Absolutely. No, certainly as a player and as a character. So, like I said, it was the sort of thing that my first reaction was the idea of, hey, can we catch him before he gets
would
past?
I
Yeah.
would I know whether or not something like Arcane Hand would work to get him, or
It wouldn't. He'd be too heavy
okay?
in general, and he looks to be beyond most spells that can't reach at least 2 or 3 miles.
Okay, so
Yeah.
he's well out of reach already.
He would have got to more than 60 feet pretty quickly.
But, one question that might be interested to know is whether or not you saw whether he went
Um,
down to the chasm or booted back across the other side.
Greater Dragon.
Greater Dragon Breath. Okay.
I do not have the stats for it in front of me because we haven't quite done it. Did you get up to put it on there? You said not spells.
I haven't finished the spells.
Is it filling
Still in
that
there.
book that you've got there?
Well, by the sound of it, they haven't got that many hit points. So assuming you can get both of them at once, and assuming you're going to do
Yeah,
more than
that
about
one.
30 points of damage, so
I should
suppose they
bookmark
I
it
suppose they still get saving throws. So.
because it's not on my sheets. It's only in that book.
So you cast your 5th level spell.
I don't think can I do it at 6? I don't know if I need to, so
Well-
I'll do it at 5th, I guess.
You can do it at 6th.
But I might save 6 for in case there's something else.
Okay, so roll yourself. I believe it is 6d6 plus your 3d6, so that's 9d6.
You need some more?
No, I've got heaps of d6 because of this spell. So 6d6.
9 total.
That's 8. That's fine. I can re-roll
Here's
one.
another 4.
Alright, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 23, plus 1 more. 25.
Okay, so
Both of them look quite singed.
They threw a friend away.
They're very rude that way.
Cow Creek's no likey.
Okay, so it is now
Llewell's turn. You can see 2 slightly, heavily singed of these dinosaurs and the burning corpses of 4 others.
wow, all burning.
Well,
Thanks to Calvert.
they've been hit by enough energy that they're on fire.
What's the
Yeah.
range of your breath?
Yeah.
60 feet, is it?
Yes, I think something like that. There's a reason why I looked very carefully for my 5th and 6th level spells and found
Yeah.
the strongest breath weapon I could.
Yes.
Well, dragon breath adds to a dragon's breath. So
Yeah.
if you don't have a breath weapon, it gives you a breath weapon. If you've got a breath weapon, it adds to your breath
It
weapon.
makes it extra. Whereas
So
I've got,
that's why it's greater dragon breath.
yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas I've got a dragonology spell that just gives me a dragon breath.
Mm.
Doesn't add to what I've already got. It does have a cute trick though.
Mm.
I can teleport to any spot inside the cone.
Oh, nice.
Okay,
yeah,
so
that's a
yes.
cute trick.
So, as a white dragon with some blue and black spots, you breathe fire.
It's blue
no,
fire.
I breathe
It's blue fire.
lightning. I think I also
Yeah.
breathe
Okay, right. So the
acid.
sinking was electrical sinking, not
No,
fire.
talking about the
sinking.
spell.
Well, if
yeah.
you looked at the energy that came through, you saw lightning with because you got lightning, cold, and necrotic energy coming
Yeah,
through.
necrotic. That's yeah.
Yeah.
Or it could have been psychic, but necrotic
Yeah.
was funnier.
Yeah.
It was just like when you said the badly singed or and burning corpses. I was thinking, hang on, white, blue, black, and you're breathing fire. You're confused.
Well, at one
Yeah.
point, she wants to.
So lightning does leave smoking corpses.
Absolutely, yeah, that's right.
But it is a terrifying look because you've never seen a dragon using more than one element.
Yeah, that should be good for terrifying anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Dragons are supposed to be scary things.
She looks cute until she breathes fire.
Yes.
It's basically the
Don't make
the
her
deal.
angry
No.
by throwing away your friends.
That's precisely it.
No angry
Okay,
dragons.
so
All right. So, Eldritch Blast at the closest one.
Mhm.
I'm going to do them one at a time because if there's more, there's still two remaining.
There's
right?
two remaining.
Yes,
And
there
they're
is.
both
So-
damaged. So
It's funny
Yes,
because
I'm unlikely to need all my shots, but yeah.
as soon as I was thinking about yours, I'm like Eldritch Blast,
Yeah.
and I hear it in like that voice in one of those games, Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast.
Yeah, that one.
Yes.
Nah. Wackoons.
Every single
Um,
time.
Yeah.
and you hear his incantation echo off the surrounding mountains.
Ooh, because I'm being impressives.
Mm.
And my voice is good too.
Mm.
I'm not quite a bard, but I'm right up there. Oh, expertise dice. It's a D4 or D6 at this tier.
It's depending on if it's advanced. The base expertise dice is a D4 until
That's
you've
right.
got something else.
That's
That's
right.
that's
not-
right.
it's not based on tier,
It's the,
it's if
it's the
you
level
do
of
stuff.
expertise.
that's right. It's good. If you do stuff to advance
Yeah, I
it,
just have. First
If you
time
can
I'm
give
really
two
using-
things that give you expertise, that's what
that
increases.
goes
Yeah.
up.
Yes.
And
So
normally
I
you
need
can't
more.
go past D8.
Mhm.
Yes. So 3 things that give you expertise. I very much doubt it's very hard to get any more than that. I want them all though. A magic item that gives me an extra expertise dice. That would be rude. And
Well,
pleasant and
so
fun.
you then like class skills effectively give you D10s.
Yeah.
So,
So, first shot on one of them, only get one of the extra dice. But that is still 32.
That's a critical hit.
Ow.
Nice.
And I'm doing knockback, not that it's going to matter very much, because
Well-
I'm about to punch a hole through him, aren't I?
so if you knock them in the air,
If you, I was gonna say, if you knock them hard enough,
I
you might
rolled
knock 'em
well
off.
above average.
but they say it doesn't matter anyway because
They're
How
dead,
much?
so.
I'd be surprised if they've got double figure hit points left each.
Yeah. Oh, brain hurt. 13, 20, 27, 35. Doubled is 70.
And what's your energy type?
And default is force at this point.
Okay.
And an extra 6 from my charisma.
Okay, so as you hit it, you
So,
see
38.
chunks of it splatter away
Yeah, 38
from
doubled.
you.
We're all getting crits for this. Woohoo.
This is not necessarily
Big
a
rolls.
bad thing.
Well, it's got low ACs.
Yeah.
Well,
that helps.
Dressel didn't get a crit. Success.
Well, he just
Well,
missed.
he got a quit.
It's the opposite way.
But he's a pure cleric. He's not supposed to be able to do melee. That's how it works, isn't it?
You tell me that to a war cleric?
They're not. Okay, they're not a healer cleric.
You didn't say healer cleric, you said
No.
cleric.
I said pure cleric.
Yeah. War cleric's a
war,
pure
cleric,
cleric.
a war cleric is a combat cleric.
Dressel
Still
rarely
pure.
heals people.
That's a good point. I healed more than he does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And his healings are always touch.
Mm-hmm.
He never does area healing.
And so, okay, so he's probably a war or something similar. Anywho's, second shot, second guy, same circumstance, didn't
Well,
get quite
apparently
as
we've
high
had
on
a
the roll.
practice, whatever the case.
Yes. Didn't quite get as high on the roll, as I said, but that's still 23.
Okay, that's still a critical.
Their armor classes suck.
Yeah,
They're big and they're slow.
they're close.
Yeah.
The thing about dinosaurs is generally they've got lots of hit points, but
Yeah.
very low AC.
Well,
So.
particularly when you've got something that's got short legs and crawls on the
Yeah.
ground.
Mm.
The T-Rex is going to have rather better. Not quite a sucky roll, but
They're sort of the creatures that are used to barreling into things and crushing them while they eat it.
fair.
I guess we were
Um,
supposed to be lunch.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, they didn't want us lunch. They
Yeah.
just wanted us off the plateau.
Yes. So, 29 doubled.
Can't figure
58.
out what
Okay, you watch it also
Oh,
splatter
probably.
backwards.
that. Okay.
So I've done knockback punch holes in it.
Not
I
punch
thought
holes,
they
you
were like
punch them into
bears or something.
Yeah.
chunks. It's like they hit a wall and the wall kept pushing.
Yeah. Pardon?
Keep going. You're all good.
Okay, I shall
I can do
give-
more.
I shall give Lani an insight roll.
Thank you. Oh, that is not that great. Please tell me I have proficiency.
Depends whether or not you have advantage or disadvantage.
Well, the moment she was looking at your proficiency, you had the +4. So.
Oh, I see. Yep.
Hmm.
Why can't Marnie have proficiency in most things now?
She does, yes.
Yeah, I do. I have proficiency in all skills. It's just if I have expertise or not.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. She got more proficiencies than I do,
11.
and it's impressive.
It's 11.
Okay, you feel your trident start to vibrate.
What's wrong, boy?
You felt it as well?
Well, Drassil fell down like a plateau, so I'll hold it out and like try to figure out better what's going on with it using my weapon expertise.
Give me
of
an
some kind.
investigation roll.
Thank you. Hi. You're going away now. It's 11 again.
Yep.
Mad.
Away it went.
I'm mad.
As you talk at your trident, you see it change into a scythe.
Oh, usually I
What?
have to do that. Okay.
It's being helpful.
Or
It
something.
is being helpful.
We don't have to throw a scythe.
Okay,
I don't know if you see
I'm used
if
to
you've
this.
ever seen an actual combat scythe.
because I've changed it into a scythe before, but that's me
Yeah.
doing it. But now it just did it.
Yeah. Basically, it's a glaive with a forward curved blade on it. Easy enough to throw.
So, since I've seen it before, I'm not scared of it. I'm just like, oh, it's doing a thing. And I'm just like, when did you get smart? I'll ask the sword that I have. Did the Triton get... Or...
Well, as you look around, you see everyone else around you looks like they're in black and white.
Uh-oh. Okay, we're in trouble now.
Yeah.
You've got
Yeah.
something to talk to in special.
No, I'm in a different time.
Yes.
And they're not moving.
You're... Yeah, timeout.
Okay, I'm in timeout now. I try to focus. I've gone through this once before. I will try to focus and be like, before Drassil attacked to bring him back. Maybe, please. Go, web, go. That whole spider.
Give me a persuasion roll.
Okay. Fucking hell. That was
Running out of dice here.
I am. That was in that one.
Be careful, you
So-
might not want her to curse the dice.
I was gonna say Here are some other dice.
Nope, I have a different one.
I'm gonna have to take all those candy canes out of the dice jar because I thought they'd be gone by now. And I could jar my dice, but I haven't
Here,
had to
roll this
actually.
one.
That would be a 7 if we didn't count that one. No, I have this one, so we're good. I changed
No,
it.
look at it.
Why is it weird? Why is it weird? Oh, it's a 30, that's why.
I rolled a 30. You did?
Upgraded.
No. If you're going to use that, got to be
So-
sticky. Everything above a 20 is a 20.
Spider-Man's like, go, web, go, and it's definitely not working. And then I'm just going to turn it over and just like, please?
So you're going for a reroll, are you?
Please? I would like a reroll.
Okay, so as you're looking at it, you see a glint in the blade, and it looks as if something bad's about to happen.
Yep, okay.
So maybe don't push it.
I will pay attention to what it's trying to show me to try to see what I can do to avoid or figure out the bad thing and avoid the bad thing.
What it appears is Lana the Undying dies.
Oh,
That just cannot be true, so I refuse to accept it.
salad.
How do I die?
You get exploded by a.
It looks as if
Bad spell
you
effect.
die amongst the bodies of all those around you.
You refuse to accept reality.
How do we die?
You don't know what kills you.
By running
Just
out of
that.
hit points.
Just said that we died. Yeah, so I'm just looking at dead bodies kind of thing.
Something defeated all of you.
So,
Give me a perception roll while you're
Thank-
looking at it.
thank you, because Lonnie's wisdom is not high enough for this. Thank God, that one's better. Okay, perception. 28.
Okay, of all the bodies there, Drazzle's not there.
Makes sense because
Uh-huh.
Drazzle isn't moving. God damn it. Okay.
This means you can read it, right?
You think that's why you died?
Because Drazzle isn't there. Yeah, we need Drazzle, is what I'm getting from this.
Yeah.
I was already thinking we're hopping off this rock and we're gonna go get Drazzle. So,
Well, we're going to start the walk again.
Why do you have to
Yes. I don't think we can move on without Drazzle, and this is definitely telling
But give me a perception roll.
we cannot move on without Drazzle. 14.
Okay, so as the colour comes back into the place, you find yourself standing at the start of the bridge with everyone else as creatures start coming over the hill.
So, just as
okay.
the creatures are coming.
And is Drazzle back?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's just getting ready to go forward.
Drazzle,
No! Don't run!
plant your feet.
No. What you should be telling Draxel is, now is not the time to get into combat. You've gone the entire campaign.
I know.
Never taken
The
anything.
one time.
And you wonder why he doesn't go into combat.
And I'll just tell Drazzle,
We
just
got
like,
this.
We got this. Hang back. I don't want to lose you again.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great one to say to Draxel. Yeah.
Yes.
Don't want to lose you again.
Yeah.
I don't think I can save you the next time.
And here's the thing.
This is your glantry.
Yeah. And here's the thing. I'm pretty sure Drazzle fully understands what I mean.
He just stands at the back with his trident.
And looks attractive.
And so this time, the beast will actually run through, get us all as a bouncer to get to Draxel. It'll get a strike.
Well,
Fine with me.
here's hoping that we get some higher. I get a higher result, and I can punch holes in it before it gets to Drazzle.
But okay, so, well,
And then you see everything else unfold as you remember.
Right, except Drazzle's behind
He wasn't
us.
kicked off.
so effectively,
Everything else happens as was.
like Jack Dimmock's already fired off his 2 shots.
Yeah.
Liney's fired off 2 shots, and then stopped Draxel moving forward just as he was about to move.
Yeah.
Okay?
And then I fire 2 shots, the last 2 go down.
Well, presumably they then moved forward, but they stopped
Well,
at the 40
okay,
feet range, did they?
'Cause they couldn't move all the way
couldn't move
forward.
away,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was actually the extent of their movement.
Yeah, that's right.
So if you hadn't have moved forward, they wouldn't have reached you anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no one has any memory of Drizzle standing there except for Lani.
Yep.
And Drizzle.
Yeah. Unfortunately, when Lightning said, "No, Drizzle, don't do it," and pulled him back and dropped him off the edge of the beach.
They're all just like,
Lani removes Drachnimir's head for no reason.
So the other dinos are they?
They are still
you still breathed on them.
You still breathed on them.
You still did your dragon breath, and then Clue will finish them up with his.
Flacooms.
You just don't know why you were so angry.
Do we remember that?
No,
No.
only
okay.
she does.
Only I remember
Do
that
you-
Drizzle fell.
Because she's
Explain what happened.
When I get a chance to, I probably will.
Okay.
But right now is probably not the best time.
Yeah.
Like I say, yes, we are still dangerously close to the edge of the chasm at the present time.
Yeah.
Drachnimar, so certainly we'll go forward. Drachnimar will apologise to the creatures of the earth.
There's not much of the creatures left to apologise to. There's two really splattered creatures, and the rest of them are burnt to such a crispy point.
He's looking down in the direction of the earth where the creatures were there.
I will talk to my trident, and I'm just like, I don't know if you
You mean
can
your
fully
scythe?
understand me. Is it a scythe still right now? or
No,
is
it's a trident. They never saw it as a scythe.
I will talk to my trident and just be like, I don't know if you can understand me right now. But I will say thank you. And put it away. Or hold on to it as we go. And they're probably just like, what the heck? Is she loony?
Well,
Look,
yeah.
I talk to my gear all the time.
Yeah.
Like, you talking to yours isn't that exceptional. Not in this group.
Now I have some
And
The one thing the
documents.
others have noticed is from before you, from when you threw the trident to when you started talking to the trident, your hair's grown about a year's length worth.
Okay, cool. Nice.
So what? There was no barbers in the future.
No, she just paid for that with lifespan.
No,
But let's say
100%.
Drachnimar didn't pay attention to you talking to the thing. He was too busy talking to the burnt
Now I
bits of the
gotta
ground.
re-braid it.
But it's still braided. Just
Yeah.
that there's this
Just
thread
not
length of it
fun.
that's not braided.
Yeah, no, I have to re-braid it now.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's a new style you can make everyone follow.
Absolutely.
It's
Well,
basically
people do think you're cool.
it's apparently a very rough braid because you obviously didn't braid all the way to your head, your scalp.
Oh, apparently.
She did this morning.
It's falling out.
Because
From the
obviously
top.
the unbraided part is at the scalp, not at the end.
I know. It's like your braid fell out at the top of your braid. Oh, it's longer. Weird.
But yes, so we'll aim to get at least off this spur.
Yes, as you move forward and get over the hill, you see that you seem to be in the creature's nesting ground.
Mm-hmm.
There's about 3 nests here with eggs.
No longer any parents.
That is correct.
How many eggs in each nest?
There's 12.
Shunk, 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 shunk. 0.
Okay, 0.
Sorry?
I nicked them.
Oh, okay. I was very concerned you were going boom, dung, 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 dung. Stealing them's not so much better, but at least.
That's what I thought I was hearing is like zoom, 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 zoom,
what I
zoom,
thought.
zoom, zoom.
Well, I was going sort of zoom, zoom, but the animation I was doing wasn't visible. So. My own fault.
So you're
No, I'm
stealing
not.
the eggs?
I was being silly.
So there are 12 in
Okay.
each nest.
So total of 36 eggs.
Do they have any chance of surviving without the 6 dragons?
Unsure.
Well,
You could take them and keep them warm yourself.
do we suspect
Cow.
that these are being apparently reptiles? Do we think that they're nesting animals?
Well, you
Or is
think
it the sort
if
of
they're
thing
in
that-
nests.
No, but in the sense that reptiles lay eggs in a nest.
Give
They
me a
don't then
survival.
look after them.
Give me a
Yes,
nature
they
roll.
do.
This is
Okay.
where cow creatures...
Kidding.
They
It's not
bury,
like-
they bury, bury them. Bury
They
them
normally
under
bury
the
them.
supposed to be
that's it.
told
I know,
that...
this is the thing. If
that-
these are visible, they're
Yeah.
going to be nesting.
Ever since we
make
tore that
25.
meeting
Okay,
party
so-
apart in the sea, I'm reluctant to
So
attack anything
looking
like this.
at it, it appears
For this
as
reason.
Yes.
they were protecting the nests, not necessarily nesting on them.
That guy, yeah.
But
so
Right.
you're not sure why the eggs are exposed to the air. But you also realise you can't dig far into the ground.
Right.
have we seen evidence of the pterodactyls on this side of the chasm?
You do see them flying overhead, but they don't seem to come onto the land itself.
Is there any sign of any other, like, footprints of maybe other ones of these types of dragons? Like, you presume you might need 2 parents, so there might be 6 single parents out there now.
Well, there were only
Right.
3 nests.
Okay, so
Oh,
there were 3
nests.
nests and there were 6 we found.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
or 6 we
Okay.
killed.
So you assume you got all of them.
That's right. So,
I don't have any particular skills in figuring out if there's a way we can save these eggs, do I?
well,
Does anyone? Well, actually,
no,
Barney
okay.
has animal handling. don't you?
Gakdima
Yeah.
mentions the fact
So
that
the-
yes,
And I can give you.
it
a
doesn't seem
guidance
that they
to do
required brooding by the parents,
Might have done.
just protection.
might
Exactly
have
what they're
been
protecting from. Well, that's it. No,
No.
Gakdima is telling you
Yeah.
that these creatures did not appear to be brooding creatures.
They
With
could
his,
have.
with his nature roll of 25, he's telling you.
Yeah. Well, I've seen ones that.
Whether
do.
you believe him or not, it's up to you. But
Yeah, I've seen ones that do. But anyway.
So,
Yeah.
but okay, but he's actually looking around thinking, well, there are presumably other predators around here that would aim to steal eggs,
That's
which is
what I'm
obviously what
kind of worried
which
about.
would seem to be what the parents were more protective from.
Mm-hmm.
which is why I was kind of
The
trying
fact
to...
that they
Yeah.
built their nests just at the spur where people have to come through, if they're going to come through at all, possibly as part of the deliberate protection of the spur, by encouraging the creatures to nest here.
Yes.
But
Um,
and what can we see beyond the hills at this
Well,
time?
at the
We
moment,
did the crater type stuff, didn't we?
This is a sort of a hill goes up and down and up and down. So this is one of the valleys, not far from where you encountered the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
So it
But
would have
we're-
been a lip that they would have had to climb up over.
But we're
to get
expecting
to.
that we're not necessarily that far from the centre of the plateau, are we?
You think you're probably about maybe 8-10 miles from the centre.
Mm.
It's a big,
Okay.
it's a big plateau.
It's a
Not
big
as big
plateau?
as yours,
Yep.
but it's a big plateau.
Kraknimmer will leave Elskin to defend the nests until we return. So,
Alskin sits and stares at the eggs.
okay. Remember, okay, you can speak with animals and stuff if you need to. No, because he understands Draconic,
He
doesn't
does understand
Yeah.
Draconic.
So
Yeah.
I will point out the fact that yes, we'll remind him that the eggs probably aren't going anywhere. You're ensuring they don't go anywhere by looking out around the nest and out beyond the nest for other creatures that might come and try and attack the eggs.
Yes.
I was just wondering whether or not I could
And remember,
create...
if something, if you get if one of those flying things comes down to attack the eggs, don't jump up to grab it.
do not take your feet off the ground. My
Tempted to
thoughts
actually get a stake and hold him down.
whether or not these
Yeah.
eggs need to be kept warm, and you said they don't need to be kept warm.
Okay, Dracnimmer is of the belief that whilst they're exposed to the elements, that's not what's going to cause them to be not hatch.
I kind of believe, based on descriptions we have of some of the primordial gods and what these creatures look like, they may or may not be aspected to air, and therefore the eggs need to be exposed to the air. Hence why it's not a brooding nest. It is a dug in exposed nest.
Yeah, because the other side of things is I could have possibly created an elemental to watch over the nest, but I don't know whether an elemental would be as strong as elk skin.
Well, hey,
But
I've certainly got no issues if there were extra guardians left behind. But Jackson was working on the idea that hey, we probably
theoretically possible, Martin,
What
because
was that too?
to create an elemental to add in
how long would the elemental last?
guarding. As far as I know, they last until their task is done.
Depending on the spell.
I think they've only got a time limit on the spell, so before they get returned back to
the last time when I created the 2 water elementals, you said once their task is done, they actually continue
there was
on.
awaken and create are 2 different ones.
Yeah, so if I awaken elementals and give them a task like I did in the water, they'll continue to do their job until the eggs are hatched. Theoretically. Depending
Or
on
until
whether
the time limit of the task is
it expires.
Yeah,
Okay.
and there is a limit on them.
Okay,
What?
and
So,
one thing you do notice is that there's also at the end of the spur, because these were actually still on the spur, is 2 wooden totem poles, each about 20 feet tall,
Right.
stand at in the middle of the spur.
Okay.
okay. Do we recognise the totems?
I wave my history skill at them.
Looking at them, you see a visage of an elk with majestic rack of a giant elk antlers affixed to the top of each. It looks like a lot like elk skin in that sense.
What, you mean a really dragon underneath? Drake underneath.
And they all look like different versions of elks. So each has 5 elk heads going up, all with majestic antlers.
Does Draknima recognise particular association to elk clan totems in the, or the representations of them or things like that? So,
You've
Your history.
You've seen shaman stoles designed along those lines.
yep.
Carved to resemble this.
And are we talking totems that are, or totem poles that are designed as a, like the warning not to approach, or provide appropriate offerings or things like that as you go past, or?
Give me a history check and see how much you paid attention.
How much you paid attention to the Curio, maybe a lot less than you paid attention to in the last few years.
True.
Natural 1.
You make it up and we'll see how it goes.
I was going to say, I don't suppose you want to re-roll, do
Did
you?
you fall asleep in Atruaghin church?
Well, okay, he would have done that when he was younger.
Yeah.
But okay, the last few years he's been paying a lot more attention.
But it's unlikely that you had the story of the shaman stick.
The Draknima will leave an appropriate offering at the totems as we go past.
Okay.
So I assume is then happening before we actually reach these dinosaur nests.
No,
Do you
that
have
it's
your
past the
hearing
nest.
aid
The
out?
nest
Oh, okay.
Sorry, do you-
actually
it's
on
not
the
ringing
spur
the
itself.
Oh, okay, so
As the spur is a bit
Sorry.
longer
That's
past it
okay.
as you're going further.
right, okay,
I took it
You
out
see that some of the hills
temporarily.
just go straight off the side of the
That's okay.
plateau.
right, okay. So there were actually effectively hills on the spur.
Didn't look like that from the front until you got onto the hills itself and going,
Oh,
ooh.
we're still on the spur. Okay.
Okay,
Um,
so
yep.
as you reach up to it, Llewell sees a meaning behind the totems
Mm-hmm.
because there's written in a language.
Yes. It's imagery language, but it's still language.
Well, less imagery language, more
Right.
actual writing in there.
Well,
But
yeah,
the thing
true.
is, the writing's not
Yeah.
obvious, but it's still just
It's
Did
still
you-
there. Yes.
I should
Plus-
point out,
plus
it
my
was a
history.
12 downgraded.
Plus my history, I'm going to get the imagery as well.
okay. So as you look at it, it does say to you that pay respects to the majestic elf or suffer the wrath of the gods.
So you said, Draknima said the right thing. Paid respects. Provided offering.
Hmm.
and the heads, the only place the heads don't look is towards each other. From one pole to the other.
Yeah.
It's the only direction the heads don't face.
So you go between them.
Yes. So
Have
I
you made
read- I-
offerings like
I
this
read
before?
this. I read this out for people, including the necessary translation.
So what was the actual wording, sorry?
Was pay respects to the majestic elk or suffer the wrath of the gods.
Well, pretty well all of us have enough experience with Atruaghin tribes to get it at least mostly right, and you can coach us through it.
As I said,
You being
Okay,
was
so
gonna say
a religion
being
roll for
explicit.
our.
Yeah, give him an advantage because he's an elk himself.
I was going to see how we rolled first, and if
Well,
we rolled
no, fair
badly,
enough.
give him another one.
well,
yeah, fair.
it's 4, so a total of 15 on the
So
first
I will give you the advantage from that though. If he rolled well on it, I wasn't going to worry too much.
Yeah.
13 total, 24.
Okay, so yes, you start instructing them in how to appease the giant, the great elk of the sky.
Mm-hmm. So,
A sky elk?
Well, they had, one of their totems is the elk, and they see it in the stars.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Yep.
okay.
Understood.
As I said, he naturally sat there, was already paying appropriate offerings and gifts and things like that. So.
And it's said to
Don't
be
go.
the home of the patron of the elk clan is in the. You can find him in the symbol of the elk.
Yeah.
That's his home.
Cool.
Yes. Happy hunting grounds.
Yep. Yep.
Gotcha. So, I guess you instruct us on
So, yep, I'll provide the appropriate information that says, hey.
don't go like this. Look at me.
And don't put on funny moose-like voice.
Yeah, basically, don't do the first 3 things you think of.
Otherwise, you might need to make that, travel backwards in time roll again.
I know, right?
Okay, so after you teach them what to say and step through the center, you go from rolling hills to a
Rolling dice for initiative.
thick forest in a single step.
Yeah. Many travels.
So behind you is the totem standing either side of
So,
what looks to be an ongoing forest.
so we've entered the happy hunting grounds.
Or something that's
The
approximated.
land of the elk.
It's close enough.
And you can hear the sounds of giant elk.
Yeah, it's elky. It's nice and warm. Would that make it elky summer? Sorry. What?
Dracula was thinking, maybe it's a bit further to walk with that elk skin. But more importantly, he's thinking, feels like home, but not the plateau.
No.
Because there's way too many woods around.
Okay,
I was gonna say I would
and
do an elf noise, but it's hard to get that high pitch.
I'll give each of you a perception roll.
$24 for Dracula.
13.
Lani's quite happy with the sounds of the forest around her.
It's nice. It's different.
What's mine?
I'm just like, ooh, pretty.
Oh,
Your
we-
perception.
We've been outside of vegetation for a while, so it's
is
nice to get back into
plus
some
eight.
trees.
Yeah.
Plus 8?
Mhm.
Okay. I just thought it was plus 10, but that must be...
Depends on which attribute you add to.
So I guess that's wisdom rather than charisma? Okay.
Wisdom would be the default. So,
I wanted to try to justify charisma, I'd have to make a decent argument, which I probably couldn't right now. Because I've forgotten what charisma is, as opposed to wisdom.
It's more force of personality, whereas wisdom is knowing the right thing to do, and intellect is the ability to problem solve it.
So, charisma, you persuaded the universe to make sense for you.
Well,
It's what
that's,
the kids
that's,
say.
that's what she always does. She's always vigilant and always trying to make
Yeah, but-
Anyway,
but charisma-
okay,
You're
so,
talking the world to come out and put in front of itself
21.
you to be bothered.
21. Okay. And Llewell?
16.
And
I had 24.
I
okay,
roll
so,
suck.
so Llewell picks up various animals going around, not really identifying most of them. Because they're sort of
Which is
pulling
a
over.
shame.
16.
They're sort of all echoing.
I mean,
around.
what would an elf know about the
I
forest
got
anyway?
13, so I'm just enjoying the trees.
Calcrix can identify what sounds like bears,
A couple of planes,
wolves, elk, boars, and tigers.
Yep.
Which I will warn people about at earliest opportunity.
So technically, representations of all the 5 clans,
Yes.
aside from the dragons.
Aside from the dragons, yes.
Okay, and the one thing else that Dracnomir picks up
What horse clan do you... horse clan, elk clan...
Okay, so you hear a familiar roar from out there that doesn't sound like any of the other animals, but seems to be part of the shamanistic traditions of the Atruaghin,
Mm-hmm.
and they refer to it as a Titan of the Year.
Yeah. Look up a picture of
Goody,
it.
goody, goody.
Is that the pterodactyl? What Titan of the
Mm.
year?
So,
Yeah, it's about 8 feet tall. It basically it's the ancestor of the giant elks.
Okay.
Mm.
so,
Makes elks look small.
and Jack Dimmer heard the call of the true elk over the other sound of the forest. Is that right?
And the other creatures.
Yeah, okay. Like you heard the other creatures as well, but so.
And these creatures haven't been heard as living memory of the Atruaghin, but they've been passing on the calls and such for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
You do think that most of the Atruaghin came from here?
Hey, we already found evidence of that when we first stopped on the island. With the fact that hey,
But the Elk clan might have been more important than you realised.
so, well, maybe more important than it was originally more important than it is now. It's currently recognised. So, but obviously, as Black Dimmer's realising, he's got to set up society, so there isn't necessarily one clan in ascendance over the others. Well, he will aim to respond to the call of the true elk.
Let me have a performance roll.
So,
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how good your mimicry is.
uh, 25.
Pretty good, actually.
Nice time for the roll to die roll 19.
And
You
then,
can do the whole alcohol from your hand kind of thing.
as you see Dracnomir making a call into the forest, the rest of the forest just falls silent.
By the way, if it comes to it and I'm close by and you need a roll, I do have guidance. That
And
extra D4 can be very
then you
useful.
start hearing a thump, 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 thump.
Mhm.
Okay.
You might want to stand back a bit.
Yep.
We've got the welcoming committee, well, of one, come to greet.
Well, we'll let you stand
I
up
will
front and do the
stand
thing.
respectfully behind Dracula.
So,
We all stand behind Dracula.
and,
Respectfully.
And then behind each other.
Dracula
Respectfully.
will pull out his headdress and regalia and to place on the which, considering this is the regalia that originally was on the centaur mummy and the bottom thing there, that adjusts itself to the clan of the wearer.
Mm-hmm.
As you look at it, it used to have elk last time you put it on there. Now it's got what appears to be a dragon with elk horns. A dragon with elk horns.
So, well,
Not sure how you would refer to that.
Cool
Elskin?
is how I would refer to it.
I said, well, technically representative of all the clans now, so. But yes.
Okay, as you're all hearing this coming towards you, see if someone can spot what's coming with a perception one.
19.
Jack Dimmer's getting himself ready, apparently.
Guess what?
Natural 20.
I get a point of inspiration because I rolled a 1.
Oh god.
Jack Dimmer's on 17. So, but that's happy that he's.
Okay,
getting
so
himself ready.
what does Lavelle think is coming towards you? With your one?
What coming towards me? There's a butterfly.
Well, you can hear feet coming towards you.
No,
like
there was
big
feet. There
thumping.
was feet there before. Butterfly.
Or squirrel.
Butterfly and squirrel. It's so cute. I wish I could get a photograph of them or get a picture of them.
Quick, that's the real reason you all come out in perception. You're pulling out pencil and paper to quickly draw it.
I was going to
And
say,
I've
no, you
got
rolled
the
bad
skill for
to-
it.
Exactly.
And what did everyone else
Feed
get?
it. I got a 20.
17 for Jack Dimmer.
19.
Okay, sir. Most of you see what seems to be trees moving in the forest.
Yeah.
Dragon with elk horns.
And
Nice.
Calcrix recognizes Atruaghin moving towards you.
Oh, yeah.
Excellent.
I've seen one of these before, I think.
We've all seen a few of them down in the Great Southern Land, did we not? Hopefully this one's not quite as big as some of those ones before down there.
Not quite as big as that. And it stops about 100 feet away. And seems to be looking in the group's direction.
No one else sees it?
They saw moving trees, just trees moving in the forest as wind and stuff makes things do. You saw the tree ant actually moving because it's quite good at using trees to hide itself.
I will greet the tree ant in Calcrix's usual exuberant but friendly manner.
Here, have some coffee made from...
No, she asks
Made from Eep.
whether or not it would. She will ask if I offer you tea or coffee. Is that something that would offend you? And forgive my ignorance.
Let's give Calcrix a negotiation roll. Persuasion, I think it is in this one.
Yes.
Yeah.
So is that plus 10?
Is
That's plus 10 because you have skills in that.
Yes.
Persuasion, yes, you are proficient.
Yeah. So that would be 20.
Okay. It seems to wave you forward towards it.
And does it indicate if it would prefer tea or coffee? Or just lovely water from my never-ending water flask? Fresh and cool.
You give it a twist as you pull it up, make it cold.
Eep will wave a cookie in its direction because that's what Eep does.
Okay, it seems to not want to make itself visible to the rest of your party.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
I will come forward then. And tell the other guys to stay back for now.
Well, as we see Calcrix apparently respond, can we see the tree ant? Looking for,
I'll give each of
looking
you...
to see what's his
You can
Considering
have
the fact
perception
that-
with advantage.
Consider the fact that this had started with the idea of Jack Dimmer had said, hey, welcoming committee coming, and everyone had to get back to allow him to do the welcoming.
23.
Yes.
You do see the trend.
Ooh, that's rather better.
Yep.
All the way up the other end. I got 19 plus me what's it, which goes to 28.
You also see the trend.
33 upgraded.
You definitely see the trend. You also notice that it seems to be reluctant to talk to people.
So,
Eep may be the deciding factor here. They may converse in plant.
so,
So does everyone let Calcrix go forward?
so,
Or does...
I will tell them it's waved me forward, so I think you guys should just wait back for now.
Yes.
Yeah.
okay.
Yes. I'll ask for hints and aid if you want it. I've got guidance and so on. But yes, go for it.
You can even drag me along. It seems like it feels comfortable with that. But we're gonna let Calcrix decide.
It's Calcrix's choice.
Yeah.
Well, if it's only waved me forward and it looks reluctant to interact with us, I'm going to respect that and just approach it without startling it.
Gently.
And if able to talk, will introduce myself and Eep and say that we don't want to cause disruption or harm, if possible.
Okay, it says it is the guardian of these forests.
That's something that Calcrix greatly respects.
Yes.
And asks why you were here.
I explain that we're on a quest for, on behalf of, is it Car and Atruaghin or just Car?
As far as you would say would be. Well, no, you could say Cod and
Well,
Krugen.
Well, technically,
I would say both.
Krugen's
then-
got nothing to do with this place, this quest.
Was
The
the
quest. We
Oh,
came
no,
here.
the quest, no, but the place, yes.
Yeah, that's right. But
And-
the point is that
Yeah,
You
it's all
told-
car.
You
Yeah.
told all of us back when
yeah,
you conquered the
that's right.
Avatar that
Yeah,
it was
but-
Atruaghin and Car.
Well, no, but it was actually only Car. That was me as a player thinking it was a Druid involved, but it was actually Car.
Right.
So, but remember, as I say,
but
technically we came here looking for the piece of the sextant,
Yes.
and the like realistically, Car has not said to come here.
oh,
Except
okay.
the fact that we know from Car and from other sources
Yeah.
that the item we need is here.
Yeah.
Yes.
But technically, it's not on a quest on behalf of Car.
Well, I'll
No.
explain that
From car.
we're
yeah,
trying
certainly.
to bring balance and save the world from this horrible master person, and as a part of that, we're on this quest for the sextant and trying to find the parts, and we've been directed here, and my friend, the chief of chiefs, paid respects to the elk totem poles, and we ended up in his forest, and hopefully we don't want to intrude, but this is kind of where we ended up when we paid our respects to the elk person, and yeah.
It does say to you in return, be wary, the sleepers have woken.
The Titans, yes.
He just refers to them as the sleepers.
Oh, okay. I will say the Titans.
Doesn't seem to respond to that.
Okay, alright. I thank him and ask him if he has any advice in if we encounter any of them.
He pauses for a while. It's almost as if he's just standing still.
He's a
And he's probably thinking,
Calcrix and Ape are kind of like, they're just attentively staring.
until you
basically,
realise that's the advice he's giving you.
is to not interact with them.
Just stand still.
To stand still. Okay, right.
Calm like the trees.
Right.
He looks really much like a tree right now.
Eep will try to strike a pose and hope to amuse the ant. Like she'll pretend to freeze and unfreeze. Is it alright if we continue to follow our quest in this forest?
It says, "Don't harm the trees."
I will advise my friends of that.
We know of it.
Thank you. And yeah, I think I can't think of any other questions worth asking. So I'll see what it does.
It does end with, "There are many of us in the forest. We will come if you call."
Ooh.
If we need help or advice or
It just turns and walks off at that point.
okay. All right. I will.
So you have a feeling that it was Dractomir's call that got them.
That's right. Jack Nimmer called the walking party and then you jumped in.
Well, only because it waved me forward. Can I just before it walks off, I will say, well, Dracnimmer was the one that called you. Is he okay to speak to you? Because he's technically the one who called.
It turns and looks at you and says, "I have spoken," and then turns and walks off.
Okay, alright. No, that's fine. Dracnimmer might be upset at me, but
You'll get over it.
it did technically wave me forward, and I didn't want to upset it. So
Well, quite possibly it waved someone forward. It's just that you were the only one that actually saw it.
Yeah.
then it's your fault for dropping the ball.
That's really what it is.
Jack Nimmer was getting prepared to meet by
Well,
putting on his regalia.
you should have put that pride aside, buddy, and just presented yourself as you
Yes, that
were.
one too.
The
No, I
party had
don't
already
mean that.
agreed. No, okay, but
Yeah.
okay, the party already agreed. The fact that, hey, yep, I said,
He's from
hey,
America.
welcoming committee coming.
Cal Cricks will explain
And
to
then I
you
was
that
getting ready, and then you were walking off.
you guys seemed to not see it, and it waved. She thought her forward, and she was worried that she would offend it if she didn't follow through.
Well, don't offend a tree in the forest because you don't know when it's going to fall on you next.
Yes.
Well, yeah, that kind of thing. She's just
Especially when they're intelligent.
yes.
So, could we hear the conversation?
You could hear something deep in Sylvan.
Mm-hmm. But we couldn't actually hear the conversation properly.
If you can understand Sylvan, you could understand it.
Yep.
Because it does seem to permeate through the forest.
Mm.
If you don't understand Sylvan, it sounded very much like tree rubbing on
I'm
tree.
fairly sure
Okay.
he's got.
So I understood.
Yeah, so he knows
Okay.
the conversation that happened.
Yeah.
You could
Though
have
if
interjected if
Calcrix
you wanted
didn't
to.
know Sylvan, she still understood it.
Mm.
Yeah, I do know Sylvan.
Yes,
So.
but you were directly communicated with, so
Yep.
you were going to get it.
Okay.
Am I in trouble now?
Apparently we're free to go forward.
And once Dractomir has put on all his regalia, he sees a glowing path through the forest.
So,
I
that's
will
it. It was-
continue to go back to the end of the line
Jack Nimmer, come
so
on,
that I
then. We're
don't
free to go forward.
accidentally see the tree before everybody else.
Well, hey, you'd probably think the tree felt safer talking to a dragon than to a person, human.
Yeah.
True.
Do I have any
Fair.
insight as to why that would be?
Most humans are considered destructive for the purpose of being destructive by a lot of the older races,
Okay.
even the elves.
Oh.
And Luel wasn't prominent at that point.
Yeah.
No.
But yeah, so
It wouldn't even recognise Drazzle. So Drazzle is something it doesn't understand.
Mm.
yeah.
Few people do.
Yeah, so that's the sort of thing that, oh yeah, Jack Nimmer
It's my
got his
brother.
regalia on,
Yeah,
and
it doesn't mean you
Yeah.
understand it.
responding to the conversation, saying, well, yep, we apparently are free to go forward.
Mm.
And then he realises, hang on, there's a golden pathway that it's clear
Glowing
to him.
pathway.
So,
Yeah.
so he will start to go down the pathway on the idea that at this stage he's got no particular reason to expect that it is not like the pathway has not been opened by the Guardian for all to see. And
Yes.
so, okay, having made the comment that may have been interpreted, like from those who can't see the pathway, as, oh yeah, well, okay, the conversation said we can go forward. But yes, he's clearly making the idea of the pathway's open for us now, so... But I say that he will happily start going down the golden pathway.
Yeah.
Does anyone else see it?
Um,
No. Okay.
None of us can see the golden pathway.
Do they see a gap in the trees or anything like that, like a place to walk? Or
It just looks the same every direction they look,
okay,
except for the two totems behind you.
so well, as I say, Jack Nimmer's moving forward, and as I say, he's certainly not trying to dodge anything.
a conga line of
But
sorts.
okay, whether the others are thinking, hang on, he's about to run into a tree. Oh, hang on, no, he missed it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Literally, Yes.
But
You do notice that the trees get out of Drachnimir's way.
Yeah.
do they shuffle or
They
do they
shuffle.
like so kind of like
You basically
they
see
might all be ants.
you see the limbs get up and start
Well,
dragging itself into a different position.
They don't have to be ants in the sense that the ants can make the trees move.
Calcrix and Ether are kind of talking up the back, and they're like, we should have asked it what's the strangest thing it's ever seen, and we should have asked it. So they're just like, we should have asked this, and we should have asked that. These are, why didn't, oh,
Probably wasn't very talkative.
So is Jack Nimmer actually
He
seeing the
wasn't.
trees move, or is
Yes.
it the case that the pathway is open?
He actually is seeing
very
the
I feel
trees
like
move out of the
Give
way.
him time.
And which
Calcrix
then
has so
aligned
many
with his
questions
statement of, hey, we've been
that she wants
given
to ask.
access.
it is who Calcrix is.
Absolutely.
Do the sounds of the forest start up again?
The sounds of the forest do start up again as you start moving. And after about an hour's walk, you come across another pair of carved
Totem?
totem poles.
Are these ones
Elka's right.
again
They are
apparently
Elka's
facing our direction, or do they appear to be effectively
They
the
are,
entry point from the other side?
they are facing in all directions except towards each other.
But the
Again.
forest stops on the other side of
The
them,
forest continues on the other side
Okay.
of them, like it did behind the other ones.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
but
like,
not until after we went through.
Not until
That's
after
right,
you
yeah,
went through. You
that's
couldn't
right.
see
Yeah.
the forest before you stepped through.
Exactly. So, Jack Nimmer will go up to the totems and again offer,
Moving.
provide the offerings and say the words and thank them for the entrance and the respite within the Trelk realm.
forest.
So, and
I was gonna say, do you want to try to read them just to make sure?
you automatically read them. Okay, we knew what to do the first time. Even when I roll a 1.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you go through this time, you see, you step through, the trees are gone, you're in a grassland with a river running through it, which you remember seeing bits of the trees before, but the trees are all gone.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And behind that is a plateau inside the plateau.
So we came across the next set of totems, and that took us out of the forest into this new section.
You have a feeling that the forest is here and not here.
Yeah. Or the totems are effectively extra-dimensional
Yeah,
access.
little sort of like a tunnel where there might not be dinosaurs.
Although presumably it was the sort of thing that there was Plural didn't have any issues with the artifacts.
Yeah.
Presumably it wasn't actually extra-dimensional, but certainly
I've
seemingly a
been,
gate of some sort.
I've been working on that. I have been practicing.
And then sorry, what?
I meant to make
And
it work
you got
couple
a
of
you got a
times.
valley with grass
So a valley of grass.
and a river running through it, and
Yep.
on the other side of the river is another plateau rising
okay.
up.
All right. Okay. So we're going through these multiple things.
Off to the right, you see where the river seems to come from is another set of standing stones. About
Okay.
Looks like about 4 mile away you can see it.
Pretty
but
big stones.
it does feel like we are back on the Isle of Dread at this point.
You don't think you actually left?
No, but it's so. But the forest certainly felt a different
a
place.
bit elsewhere.
Possibly a bit like going into the Feywild that we found when we were going through. So.
You had a feeling it might have been a part of the Feywild.
Yeah.
But
it's still the
more
island.
of it was the Feywild connected to the island.
Yeah. So, I guess what I'm getting at is the plains with the river leading through with the stone columns
It was an extra
feels
dimension.
more naturally part of the island. What we were like, it feels like going through the hills before we got to the bridge. In that sense, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
'Cause we
It's
were-
not like we've gone into another clan, true clan's location type stuff. Yeah. But
No.
we will certainly head towards the.
And you can see, even though it's a few miles away, you can see smoke, like campfire smoke, rising from the top of the smaller plateau ahead.
Tempted to light another small fire and sink the smoke signals and see what they say. But figuring that it's not really worth trying to actually set a fire to someone who don't know what they're going to see there. So,
As you see, the this plateau on top of the plateau seems to rise above the snow line.
The snow
Because there's snow on the cliff.
line. Okay, I thought you said snow light,
No,
and my brain was trying to.
very
that out.
strange.
and the this entrance way formed by the rock columns and the river type stuff. Does it look like there's a
The
way
river
up
seems-
the plateau?
The river seems to go around it. Doesn't
Yep.
look as if there's a way up the plateau besides.
Did you say it's a stone circle or stone columns?
There are a couple of stone columns we can see in the distance.
Columns.
You can see some of the stone columns off to the east. And it looks like it'd probably take you maybe 4 or 5 hours to climb up this plateau, but it's not smooth like the other one.
No, so it is climbable, just
Yeah.
not an easy climb from height. And how wide is the river looking like?
The river looks as if it's probably about 200-300 feet wide,
Not that bad.
slow moving, but looks deep.
I feel like the song ain't no.
River wide enough?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ain't no mountain high enough.
Mountains.
Yeah.
And the fact is, yes, we can cross the river, we can climb the mountain. My only concern is, does crossing the river still count as touching the ground?
I think
That is a very good question, actually.
But we'll deal with that when we reach the river, and we'll find out if there's other ways. There might be a ford.
I was going to say you don't want to do the 4 to 5 hour climb.
Well, we've got to get across the river first.
Oh, okay.
Because
Yep.
the river sort of around, again, it's effectively forming a moat
Yeah.
around this central plateau, on the plateau. So,
I thought we already.
yeah, we're on it. Okay, we went from mountaintop over a huge valley onto a plateau. Well, we first got to a spur of a plateau.
Yeah.
We then moved into there. There was a few hills, then a huge forest, which may or may not be actually on the plateau. Come through the forest. We're continuing on the plateau, but now we're seeing ahead of us another step, effectively, on this giant staircase of a few steps to get to this next plateau.
Yeah. We can't fly up there.
But
Sorry?
But yes.
That's
So-
a great way to describe
but
what it
the-
is.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
the difference being on this one is that unlike the first plateau, the walls of the first plateau, or the one we're on,
Yeah.
which were sheer and smooth,
Yeah. This one.
this one looks to be climbable, at
Climbable,
least
yeah.
from a distance. But I'm sure
Yeah,
we'll get more
we-
information as we get closer.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we will.
But it looks as if the standing stones you saw to the east are
Separate.
close to the starting point of the river.
Well, they're close to say. Like we'll head towards the standing stones as the first point of call anyway, just on the
Yeah.
idea of if anything, they might be marking a ford across the river. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
to
So I guess
save.
we'll head east and go to the Standing Stones.
Yeah.
I was half thinking, the river will be 4 feet wide. Oh, great, we can jump across.
I know, right?
Okay, so
It can't be needs liver clean because I've literally done it 3 times.
as you're walking,
Just
it
woke up
gets
and lost attention.
starting to get close to evening as you
Yeah.
reach the Standing Stones. You see that they are covered in the glyphs that you were seeing before.
Out of curiosity, when we
Useful.
say it's approaching evening, we're still talking about the idea of the very faded sun is about to set. The erratic sun has been up and about and around today,
Not
has it?
today.
Not today, okay.
Must be busy elsewhere.
It's looking around on the other side of the world. Or maybe it's stuck down to the hollow world to check out in there. Trying to confuse them. 2 suns.
And a sun that's circling.
A sun that's causing shadows to not be directly, or technically causing shadows, as opposed to being directly overhead all the time.
It's the end of the world.
Will one of us try to touch the cliff?
So we're arriving at the
I read
stones towards dusk.
Yeah.
So when you say the glyphs we've seen before, it's in like the glyphs of the
Yeah.
story stones, or
Yep.
Yep.
So I'll read them out.
or we'll
Yeah, touch it.
touch it and hear
Touch
the
it and
story.
do the memory thing.
And I guess while he's doing that, are we seeing? You said that the river, from a distance, it appeared the river sort of started here.
As you can
we
see,
what's looking ahead?
not far from not far from the stones itself. So you'll pass the source of the river at this point. You can see it bubbling up out of the plateau.
Right.
Oh, as in the plateau we're on. Right, yes. So I was thinking the plateau we're going to, and I think, we've got a waterfall, or... No, okay, but effectively the river is formed from an actual spring, but it's a very big natural spring.
Yep.
A river-sized one.
So,
And as you touch it, you hear a voice saying, "Welcome and beware."
speak, friend, and enter.
That's all it says.
It was a
Does
very
it
short
sound
one.
familiar?
Short and sweet this time.
Does it sound friendly?
Familiar and
Well-
friendly is a good question.
Does it converse,
It
or
said
was
welcome.
was it just a recorded message? I will try and talk back to it. I'm presuming I don't get anywhere.
Must be friendly. You said welcome.
What do you say?
It's purring now. That's
Thank you
the
for your
voice.
message. Do you have any further details?
Do we all hear it, or just Clue touching it?
You do all hear it.
Yep. Okay.
Seems to echo out of the stones.
And do we recognise the voice in any way?
You do. You've spoken to the voice before.
It's a Atruaghin or car.
Car? Yep. So,
Okay.
okay. And does it look like... Okay, so if the river is bobbling up from effectively a spring, does that mean we can effectively go around the river to get to the...
You can.
Yep.
But you see that there's a few other springs that you've got to walk around.
I like the previous one.
2 more before you reach the actual cliffs as well.
Okay. Each of does there appear to be standing stones near each of the springs, or...?
Yeah.
No.
Just the first one.
Yep.
And it does respond saying, time is not on your side.
Thank you.
Sorry, what did it say?
Time is not on our side.
Time.
Or
is
his
not
side,
our
anyway.
Yes. Is there a way to move
We
faster
need to move
without
faster.
without getting both our feet off the ground?
This energy is in its power right now.
Thank you.
So you
Yeah.
use energy.
Yeah, because
Time
is not on your side because time is weak and energy is powerful because of the time of year we're here.
yes.
That is why time is not on our side.
So if anyone happens to have a long strider spell memorized,
I think I do actually.
if you've got long strider, you've got half a chance of it working on everybody all at once.
Do you want? Well, can I put you on the table at least? Can you see if I've got long stride on my thing or?
Yeah. No, just give me the cat.
Wait, what?
It's easily.
I can't pass him over. It weighs too much.
No, I can pick him up. Or you can get running again.
Yeah, I'll have to. Sorry, buddy.
Come on,
I'm
Mr.
betraying you to
that
the
one still needs to
non-strangers
be
of the
updated.
household while I check out my spells.
He's not complaining.
Fortunately, Martin put them in alphabetical order for me.
Well, alphabetical order by level.
Push.
Except this is really old. I'm fairly sure I got Longstrider because I asked you
We
what it
good?
was.
Yeah.
But the point is, you could expect you would have memorised.
She's
I
a
don't know how I
sorcerer.
felt.
Every
Oh,
spell
okay.
she knows, she memorizes.
Yep, fair enough. Make it easy.
Is there a book? I think good looking.
It's a standard
Is it
spell.
a player's handbook there?
Yep.
It's going to be easier than trying to find it in my
Yes.
The only-
One of the ones
I've
really
got-
old sheet.
Because
I'm pretty sure.
is Longstrider you can is Longstrider something you can cast on other people, or is it self?
I would have to look at
That's
it.
going to start with.
That's-
Yeah, but if
what
energy
I
is
did.
strong, it might work on everybody. Don't know.
Unless it's a time effect.
That's true. Although the way it's written, it's more sort of you go faster rather than.
But you increase your base movement speed.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so I have to look up
So
spells
that's
first.
why I was
and then
thinking of
look up
energy.
Why are you looking at spells first?
Because in the index it doesn't tell you
Oh,
just straight
sorry,
Longstrider.
okay.
Jeremy's used to getting to it.
Yeah. Did he run away already?
Yeah.
Ah,
When you
dirty
put him
rat.
down, he runs away.
Did he struggle or did you just put him down?
He was chilling for a bit, and then he was like, and then
Yeah.
he chilled, and then he was like,
Range,
and then
touch,
he was just
duration,
like,
an
now I'm good.
hour.
So I'm just like, okay, here you go.
Target
It
speed
gets
increases
longer
by
the
10
more
until the
you
spell
pick him up.
ends.
Yeah.
So
The more
touch
longer
for
it
one
Cast
takes.
at
target.
high level. You can cast this spell, use the second level or higher. You can target one additional creature for each slot above first.
Okay, so technically if I've got 4 feet, 2 wings and a tail, I can touch everybody?
Well,
Well,
you
we
can
only
go
need
touch,
to
touch, touch,
touch.
touch,
Yeah.
touch.
Okay, but it's,
Oh,
the
come
idea
on,
is
it
you've
was
got-
funnier
That would
the way
work.
I
That's
imagined it.
very true.
I'm
You
sure
could do it that way.
Calcrix will
Yeah.
do that.
No, you
that
can-
way
No,
anyway.
even more
No,
so.
no. Jack Dim will say, do not do that,
Yeah, even more
because that
so.
means all 4 feet are off the ground at the same time.
No, no, no. This is why.
She would
This is
just
why I was
she would
trying
just
to
lie
say.
her wings on top of everyone
This is
gently.
why I was trying to say you could go point of the wing, tip of the wing. That's 2 touches.
Or
2
just
wings.
swing off the tail. Whack,
Tail.
whack, whack, whack.
Why is
That's
it not
also
just
true.
group plug?
Also true.
Maybe
She's
instead of
taking
whack,
it.
just
Yeah.
It doesn't
Tap,
require
tap,
it to all be touched at the same time.
do I need to roll a d20?
It's only over the duration of the cast time. How many people can you touch in 6 seconds?
Quite a bit.
If you
and I
swing
need
really
to cast
fast,
it
a
at
lot.
maybe...
It's like a really fast high
Because
five.
there are
But
4
that's
other
what the tail's
people
for.
that would
Considering
be casting it.
Four-
What
How
level
fast
is
do we
it?
actually move?
minimum of 4th level.
No, what is the level of the base spell?
First, it's the first level.
Then it would
Yeah.
be at 5th level.
5th level. Okay,
But-
yep.
But the
Because
question
I
I've
need
I've
got
got to
is,
do myself.
Yeah, I needed to know the base spell to know how many other people it could affect.
the question I've got though is that you don't need to cast it on everybody.
Mm.
You need to cast it first of all on the slowest person. What speed are they moving at? Because if you can't, you can only get at 10 feet to a person's speed. Jack Nimmer's already moving at 45.
Oh.
So therefore, if someone's only moving at
It's-
30, casting it on Jack Nimmer makes no
I
difference.
would be the
There's-
slow.
There's no point getting you any faster.
Exactly, that's right.
Yeah.
That's what I
I
mean. So
move
find out what movement
at a
speed
minimum
people
of
are.
40.
Yeah.
So you move fast compared to the others.
Yeah.
I move 30.
30.
So I'd add
Yep.
to me.
You
And
probably
and
just
how fast-
cast it at 3rd level.
How fast Cluel
Yeah.
and Drag
Yeah.
will move.
Given a couple of things, I'm as fast as you are.
Yep, okay, there you go.
Do you
So-
activate things to do so?
No.
Can
Okay, in which case you only need to do it at 2nd level.
Yes.
Another question though is, can technically, and I'm presuming not in a way, can someone ride me as long as they technically don't, their feet are
Yeah,
off
no,
the
they-
ground as soon
You,
as
you,
they...
you think they can, but you've not tried it.
Okay. Well, although Jack Nimmer was riding Elston for
Okay,
much of the time.
so yeah, okay, so
Yeah.
that's the other side of it is
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
could I cast it on myself? Oh no, top
Hmm.
level is me 40, so
Yeah.
we
You got one at 45, and how much is the one?
45.
45. So
5 and
if you did it on yourself, then you'd just be slightly faster than the others as you had them on top of you.
But it's probably,
Yeah.
probably not really worth casting the spell because 40 to 45 is probably not going to make a huge difference either way.
Yeah.
do you think?
And even 45 to 50 is probably not going to make a huge difference either.
So then, you know, we've got this message that when
He said,
time is,
he said, welcome, beware, time's not on your side.
Yeah.
Let's keep moving.
Yes.
So,
You
Which,
have-
from the perspective of it's summer, time is never on your side in summer.
Yeah.
so there's no way I can effectively speed us up.
well, I mean, you
Yeah,
can.
you
but
can. No, it does effectively
the
do
amount
so.
of value in doing it
the value is we're slightly speeded up.
Yeah, and they
Yeah.
It's, to Calcrix, that's the same as the value of drinking
No.
coffee.
Entirely
worth
valid
doing.
and always worth doing.
Wait.
Yeah.
Is your spell just painting little flames on the side of their face?
Yes.
Quite possibly.
Technically, it's probably
And- no, no.
Eve painting flames on the side of everyone's faces because she's the one who likes to do face painting.
And
That's
go faster stripes up your forehead.
Yeah.
Or just a dash of red. Blah, red goes faster.
But
Yes.
don't paint
Yes.
wings on their feet.
No.
No, we don't want
We want
that.
faster.
If she's going to do that, she's going to paint wings on their back.
Limbo wings.
I've already got wings.
No.
Healing trajectory.
That's his very bratty. I did not get enough attention. You put me down. You
Yeah,
gave me
how
to,
dare you?
you gave me to strangers who have been coming to the house for years.
It's rude.
It is also, it's after 10 o'clock.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
I'm
like
upset.
it's 10:30.
Yes.
What is wrong with you guys?
Okay,
it's,
so
it's
yes.
brown
yeah.
blanket time.
Oh, and I do have alter self, so I can do wings too. It just they don't last for long.
So do you rest for the night here, or do you
No.
continue on into
Well,
the night?
not me.
Well, it's dusk.
Which will start giving people levels of exhaustion.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so we need a minimum of short rest, if not long rest.
Long rest to stop
Yeah.
exhaustion.
Okay, alright.
Yeah.
But
I'm going
then,
to go check on it.
What time
But
is
we can
it?
do
how
long
far
strider
did
again in the morning.
it looked like there were certainly another couple of screens to get past.
Yeah.
You do know that you've never been disturbed inside these stones.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it was the
Oh, okay.
first
So
time
yeah,
that
these
I
are
tried.
these sort of the well, in fact, yeah, because we had the story stones as well, didn't we? But yes, they are acting effectively as the
Well, did you
shelters
see how long he'll let
when
you
we're in the
roll?
forest. So
It'll be about the same.
Yeah, but it extends. The more and more you hold in, the more familiar he
Well,
gets
yeah.
with
Well,
you, the more
certainly-
I might as well.
happy to do it. Oh,
Give me a smiggy
I
hat.
can pass him.
I'll just move out of the way.
so in fact, then we were suggesting the idea
Almost
that
Smiggy cap.
Come over
Um,
this.
Come
well,
on, you.
the first message was to beware, potentially
Just like this. No clue.
trying to negotiate further in darkness.
Okay, but time is
Maybe a
not on
bad
her
idea.
side. Calcrix is going to try not to take that literally. She's going to offer to do the latest watch.
Well,
So whatever the last watch is.
we have already travelled for several days,
Mm-hmm.
possibly in a couple of weeks since we left the village almost.
Yeah.
A night is hopefully
Mm.
not going to make the
Okay.
difference.
Mm.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. I think.
and let's face it,
Cool.
Card's definition of time.
We'll hit that. Nice, strong. Yeah, loves it.
So, Card's definition of time can be in the long view.
Mm.
As someone who tries to actually,
I was going to
Preserve
say, I
everything.
haven't had a chance to try all the dice through this dice tower. Some of these were a bit big,
that
so I want to try out the different sizes.
they actually got past.
Yeah, no, he's gone well past, but as I said, he only gets used to you if you're holding
I
for
was
a
just
little
looking
bit.
at what events were happening at the same
Yeah.
time.
Yep.
What's up? Oh, I know.
Everything's up.
You've had two
Okay,
strangers.
so
Make
you
you
do realise you're only
happy.
a couple of days off from the what's known as the Festival of Energy or Festival of Summer,
Which is
So we don't have a
the
lot of
week
time
before
left.
the 15th.
which,
Which,
During-
which is the week where the full
leading
moon,
up to the 15th.
So-
because the full moon sits
Yeah.
in the very middle of it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just giving us the warning again. We have to
Yes.
complete this before that festival.
During the evening, while she's on watch or whatever, Calcrix is going to particularly make prayers and apologies and regrets for killing the 6 dragons, taking part in killing the 6 dragons, and leaving the nests parentless, and makes an offer
Right.
if there's anything in her power to do to assist in writing that she would like to be able to do that, as long as it doesn't take her off the more important quest she's currently on, because otherwise there will be no nest to protect at all. So she's not expecting a response, but
Okay, so she makes her prayers. What does everyone else do as they rest?
I guess Lonnie will maybe spend time. just sitting with her trident, seeing if she can get any type of response from it, see if Drazzle is allowed to give her any answers. Is a better way to phrase that. And I guess try to theorize how it works.
The trident.
Yeah, or the scythe.
Am I allowed to listen in on that conversation?
No, she's mostly just talking to herself.
And Drazzle?
Talking to Drazzle if Drazzle is up and willing to speak, but yeah, outside of that, I guess just trying to figure out, is this working by taking years from me to go back to fix it?
Drazzle says price must be paid.
That's a fair price.
So yes.
I
Do you have to
feel
roll to eavesdrop on this?
No, you could probably hear quite easily. There's not a lot of other things going on while you're in the circle.
I'm playing to my floor of nosy family,
Mm-hmm.
want to know what everything's going on. Basically, I'm the town gossip without being the town gossip.
Mm-hmm.
If
So-
you want me to bugger off, you'll...
No. Lonnie's just talking with herself about talking with Drazzle, so not excluding, but not including.
Mm.
So
He does say beware making changes.
I feel like that's fair. I don't necessarily want to mess with time that often. I don't want to have to. I feel like this is a power I don't want to have to use, but when necessary, I feel, depending on the sacrifice given, could be something.
Key events cannot be changed.
That's fair. That's fair.
So, is this where you kind of feeling the bit about what happened with Drazzle being knocked off in that encounter, and then is it Trident did its thing, and...
Oh, I might tell you later.
Because you said you were going to tell us that at some point, so that's what I'm just saying.
I'll probably
Is this-
tell you the next morning as soon as I figure out
Okay.
what's going on with
Yes.
this.
I just want to move whether or not it's player or...
I will explain to Drazzle what I saw in the Trident. I said,
Drazzle tells you saw where your future was taking you.
yeah. So I feel like it was a worthy sacrifice in order to make sure that wasn't a thing. So now, Drazzle, I see what you probably have to put up with all of us all the time.
Drazzle just pats you on the arm and he says, Drazzle, no. Drazzle head hurt from seeing so many things.
I can only imagine. So I'll hang out with my buddy and then rest, do rounds, whatever.
Though you realize you're actually seeing two futures at the moment. The one where you die
Yeah.
and the one where you don't die.
I like the one where we don't die. As long as that one's still there, that's
but technically
good.
they're equally valid now.
Oh.
That's still okay. Because there's still an option for the other one. As long as there's the option for the other one, I'm fine.
And you get from
Fair.
Drazzle that even if you change something, the future you see may still come about.
Yeah. Okay.
Once seen, it can't be unseen.
Yeah, okay. That's fair. Makes sense.
And those you tell are bound by your prophecy.
Ooh. So now Lonnie won't tell anybody.
You gotta be careful.
Sorry?
I will just
If
say
she tells anything about what
I
she
saw.
sees,
Yeah.
it happens.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So Lonnie won't tell anybody about what
Yeah.
she has seen, but
So
she
you
would
can't change
explain. She would explain in the morning that there was a time when Drazzle something bad happened, but Lonnie was able to change it.
You went backwards.
So Lonnie, I would explain.
Yes.
I may have some ability like Drazzle, where like things were one way and now they're a different way, and that's better, and that's all you need to know.
Oh,
Well, for
your water
Calcrix, it
aspect,
tells
it's the tide
her...
effects.
Yes.
Cool.
Yep.
With Calcrix, it tells her not to ask you what you've seen, just to know that something happened.
Just know that There's
that's
there's
for
a reason why
her,
my
she
hair is
knows-
longer, and just know that it's better this way.
Yeah, Lani has more insiders why Drazzle never tells you about the other possibilities.
Yes.
Yeah.
He just says it went badly.
Yeah. What happened? Things went very badly. He was like,
Yeah.
what? Who,
Or-
are you
or-
talking
or-
to Lonnie or Drazzle right now?
Or not
Yes.
even then. Just try again.
Yeah, it's like,
I'm not even going to say it went badly because you'll see my face when I say it.
we just
So,
have to
no,
try
just
again.
do it.
Or this time better.
This
Yes.
time is better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like doing the trees thing and being told it was the 7th go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Worry about the presidency.
Yeah, I spent the next half an hour visualizing me dying six different ways.
Yeah.
It wasn't a good time.
So that is the core reason why Drazzle never tells everyone what he's seeing.
Because if he says it, it's prophecy.
Because it's of the future.
Yep.
And is the domain of time to say prophecy.
Yep. Makes sense.
The more people who know or believe,
Gives it more power, makes it more true.
If you've just seen it and not spoken of it, it's just a possibility.
So is this a whole thing where I can like not really secret the end that I want then? You're giving Lonnie way too much power
So-
here.
But you can't see how to get the outcome you want. You can just see that there is a different outcome.
Yes, but if you're saying that I can see an outcome where we're okay, so they don't hear this, but I can see an outcome where we're not dead. If I speak and I say there's an outcome where we're not dead, that gives it more power.
But you haven't really seen that properly. You just know that there's another outcome.
Correct.
You can remember the one where you died,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's different to the one
I
where
was
you
gonna
are
say
now.
this is it's different. So it's just
Yeah.
like
the problem you're actually facing is, you've seen the one where we're dead, and you've seen the one where we're not. Unfortunately, the one where we're not, we're dead 20 minutes after that.
that's really
So does this work? I'm just trying to find out how it works. More.
So no, not even gonna try to figure it out.
no, in the sense of
Lonnie would never actually test that theory.
So during this moment with Drazzle, you had the pause black and white effect. Had the realization that if without Drazzle we're all going to fail. You got Drazzle back by changing time. Told Drazzle that he needed to keep his feet on the ground. That's it. Because you couldn't tell him, how to do it. So in future, potentially, if there were to happen again, you can't get the outcome you want if you tell people what they need to.
What would occur?
What not
would
to do.
occur.
Yes.
But you can still influence them to take steps that will avoid that outcome.
So
Yeah,
the future you
right.
can see where everyone's not dead is as far as you are now.
Yeah, that's as far as we get. So, like, if I told Drazzle, don't go forward or we'll all die, that's prophecy. Whereas instead, I just tell Drazzle, hey, keep your feet on the ground and hold back. We got this. That's influencing. Different.
And so
that's all I was trying to figure out.
the last
Yeah.
thing Drazzle does say is if you give prophecy and make it not happen,
You get a really bad headache.
the creatures of time will seek you out
That doesn't sound fun.
and erase you.
So
And they'll give you a really bad headache.
That really doesn't sound fun.
For a very short time.
if you give prophecy and
And then
And
make
then
it
make
not
it not
happen.
happen.
Yes.
I don't
As in, look, if
As
you
in
if
break
you
them.
if you tell people, hey,
An outcome.
this is going to happen, and then actively
Make sure
work
it
to
doesn't
avoid that doesn't not happening.
Yeah.
Then
then-
the creatures of time will
You're
consume
countering.
you
You're
and you will
countering.
no longer exist.
Because you will have created a
if
void
she
prophecy
sees-
and the creatures of prophecy seek you out.
So if she sees the winning lotto numbers and then goes, hey, here are the winning lotto numbers, then that's what happens?
Well, no, because she's not actually stopping it happening by doing that.
Okay.
So if I say,
But
hey,
if she says,
we're all gonna die, and then we make sure that we don't die,
And, okay, so
then the
if you see
creatures of
prophecy
time,
and
the
stop
creatures of
it-
time will eat me and I will no longer exist in time.
So what if? So
So, like,
you
okay,
give the prophecy.
if she gives it, if you got two dogs in front of
Sorry,
you, and she
please
gives a prophecy,
Be patient with the athentasic girl. He's just trying to get a grip of.
An
how-
example you did for the Tatslotto is if you say the second ticket you buy will win you Tatslotto, and you make them only buy one ticket,
Yeah.
then they can't have one Tatslotto, so
Okay.
she'll have broken prophecy.
Okay.
or okay, you got two doors, and the prophet, she says in prophecy, "You're going to go through the left door," and then she bolts and bars that left door to stop you going through.
Yep. So if you make a prophecy and then stop the prophecy from happening, why would she make a prophecy and then stop it from happening?
Because
that's
she
why
can
I-
accidentally speak it.
Yeah, if I accidentally speak what I see,
Because-
that becomes prophecy. So I'm not intentionally making prophecy.
Okay.
I just have to watch what I say because what I say becomes prophecy.
Because if she had have said, "Hey, we're all going to die,"
Yeah, that's prophecy.
The
That
ability to
becomes
see the
prophecy,
future comes from
and she
the
might want to
past.
stop that prophecy.
So if she sees someone that's going to die, but she says nothing about it and stops it, that's fine.
Yeah.
Because it's only a possibility until she speaks it,
Yep.
So she does not speak.
which is part of the
Reason.
curse of serving the gods of time.
Hmm.
You can change the world, but you have to be careful how you do it.
You can't go and try and get an award for it.
Well, no, you can do that. Because okay, if she gives prophecy and then actively works to make that prophecy come
Well,
true,
You know,
That's okay.
Or it's sort of afterwards, it's sort of, here, look, I wrote down the prophecy that we've just done. Here's proof that I knew about it.
This is just adding to my magician bit.
Yes.
I suspect that actually even writing it down but not letting anyone see
Prophecy
it
change.
would still be treading a dangerous line.
I was gonna say, I feel like writing it down is just about as speaking it out.
That's right. Because even if you don't let anyone read it, someone could have read it.
Well, anything that's written down exists somewhere.
That's right. Someone's read it somewhere.
Because the god of
once you
knowledge
are,
is for every written word he knows.
and the legend lore, I can't remember the exact wording now, but once you hit 11th level, anyone using a legend lore, at least one other spell, can determine almost anything about PCs,
For
including
what I
anything
just
they've
did,
written down.
Yes.
was a year of my life.
Right? It was seen by a flea. That's sufficient for the spell.
And
I
if
understand
she
that.
gives prophecy, she's then required to help make it happen.
Yes. Now that's rule 303. If you can do something about it, yeah, do something about it.
Well, it's not if.
No,
That's
no,
what
she-
PCC.
I have
Right,
to.
yeah.
But okay, but the problem we've got is the fact that that's fine if it's a prophecy she wants to come true. It's when
Well,
she
yes.
accidentally gives a prophecy of, "Hey, we're all going to die, the world's ending," she's still going to got to actively help that occur.
Yeah.
Yes, but she can help it occur in a way where we succeed and can
No, that would be
recovered
against
afterwards.
prophecy. If in fact we're
No.
all going to die.
No, world ending doesn't have to be permanent.
I feel like
All of us dying
Lonnie
doesn't
needs
have to
take
be
some
permanent.
lawyer classes.
Yes, you do.
I
Drizzle does say gods of time don't care about words.
Specialization of
It's
history.
intent. Weasel words do not
No,
work.
I just want to find all the loopholes in time law.
Yes.
Says the first loophole is there are no loopholes.
So that means there's a ton of loopholes. It is a loophole within itself. So is a paradox. Oh god damn it! The time is nothing but paradoxes.
That's
Now
right.
you understand time better, he says.
Yay!
The Time Guardians do not believe in loopholes.
Yeah.
Even if you do.
Yeah.
Even if the only reason they exist is because of loopholes.
Yes.
I don't think we're going to be able to try out whether the dice fit in the barrel,
Well,
but
but either way,
that's
I
probably
believe
okay.
we're settling there for the evening at that
That would
point.
be a
Yeah.
good point to settle for the evening.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Settling for the evening means
As Lani does believe she's probably in line to learn how to be a time guardian.
Cool.
They're the
That'll be-
guys who gives the prophecy and make them happen.
Cool.
Or hunt down those that.
They're
Yes.
part of the thing. Because sometimes you speak someone else's prophecy.
And then you hunt them down for not making it work.
You had one job. You know, the people who have one job and they never do it.
Yeah.
Which would explain how you're undying.
It would explain a lot of how I got a note from myself from 40,000 years in the future.
That is probably a reasonable explanation of it, certainly.
Was that prophecy?
It was written.
It was a prophecy at the point it was written, possibly.
Well, no, because if we're
No,
written
that was
40,000 years in the future, it was about the past.
Yeah, no, it was a note written to myself in the past
About her future.
about my future.
But it was their past at the time they wrote it. So it wasn't prophecy.
Yeah.
That, again, is one of those
Loopholes,
loopholes
absolutely.
that I'm sure the Time Guardians don't believe in.
Now you're thinking like portals.
So what that means is, if you write anything down and then go back in time,
It can be interesting.
you've committed prophecy.
Maybe.
If you take it back in time with you, or if you're allowed to get back in time.
Sorry.
Even if you're
What
not
did you
controlled
say?
at the
Give
time.
my brain.
If you write something down and then send it back in time in some shape or form, and it's about your past, and if it goes from before
Well,
that
if it's about
time
the
happened,
present or the
it
current.
becomes prophecy.
So if you write something down, what's the second draft? Don't know.
If you write a book of history and then take that book back before the history has been written about, it's a book of prophecy. It's no longer a book of history.
Yep.
Which I'm
Darren
sure
really
many
slow.
time travelers have done.
Okay, so if you write something down
Sometimes
like a
surviving it.
book of history and take it back in time,
Well, hey, imagine going back and examining like the ancient Greeks and taking a book on ancient Greece with you.
Which would then explain
Okay.
why, in the future, when they create time travel, the past is still set. Because people can't change the past. Because as soon as they take the information back, it's then prophecy that they've got to work hard to maintain and complete. To ensure,
It does fix a lot of
ensure
loopholes.
timeline happens according to how it's supposed to happen.
Which is why there are so few people doing the freaking job.
you write your book of history, you take it back in time, it becomes a book of prophecy, and
So
then
don't do it.
So sorry, I thought I
Well,
was trying to understand.
Anyway, so the point
say-
being that if you're then in a position that any prophecy that you're involved in, you must
If-
make true.
You
If-
must make true everything in the book you just carried back.
That's right.
Yeah,
So again, like it certainly, yeah.
you now need to make sure all of that history happens.
Though you do know someone who has changed history.
And
Yes.
but I just get.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
I'm
put
just
himself
getting
in the
back
various
to.
points of history.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just getting back to Drazzle writes all of these books
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that he's
most of them.
famous for. This is why I'm trying to get my brain
Yeah,
around
no,
Yeah.
yeah,
the
but
book thing.
most of what he's famous for are novels.
And to be fair, I would suggest that Kelquick would not want to bother trying to get the brain around it.
No, it's not
The player
Catholic,
wants
it's
to.
Ariadna because she struggles sometimes and she just wants to understand, even though it's probably easy for you guys to get.
So you would think from Drell's perspective, he's writing down what happened so he can make sure it happens.
He knows what he's got to create, make happen.
Just
Because
in case he has to go. Just
he
in case
exists
he
in
has to
more
go
points
back.
he exists in more points of time than one.
Right.
He's writing pre-prophecy notes.
So like he's writing history as it's occurring, so that if he has to go back, then it
He
continues.
knows
to
what's
happen.
occurs.
Yes.
He
That
knows
makes sense.
he knows which history he needs
Either
to
that-
happen to exist.
Which is actually
Yes.
important for Catholics to understand because she's been doing this since she met Dravel.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense.
But either that
Now it
or
makes sense why Drazzle writes so many notes.
it's just the fact that Drazel writes notes and he's in so many places at once to try and avoid the Time Guardians. He's busy hopping
That's-
around avoiding them.
Entirely,
Could be a
entirely
time.
possible.
Could be a time
And-
bandit.
What you do find out is that Drowsel's book is read by all versions of Dreville at the same time.
Oh.
So they're all writing it at the same
In all
time
times.
too.
So they're all technically history. And they're all technically prophecy.
Mm-hmm. He's
But-
carrying around a contradiction in a book.
See,
As
I'm
long
telling
as
you,
nobody
it's a
else reads
paradox.
He never shows people what's
That's
on
what
the
the-
next page.
That's what the
Yes.
wagon's for.
Or what's on the previous page, you guys to avoid.
Focus sort of thing.
Show
He,
Catholics, huh?
he's showing you what's on the page, not what's on the next page.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because there are words on every page,
Mm.
even if he hasn't written on them yet.
Exactly. Even though he's apparently writing on a blank page,
Yeah.
the blank page is actually filled, and so to speak after that.
Very fancy. Very fancy. Okay.
Which is
so-
why I can actually write while looking at things, because she's already written half a dozen times already.
Yeah.
It's muscle memory.
But he is adding notes and other things on top of stuff.
Just to ensure he knows when he's changed things.
Yeah, when he's changed things, he's like,
Because I remember change it again next time,
Yeah.
or both the previous time.
do it this way. But-
So you've not seen any two trousers interact.
Oh,
Correct.
No, he was actually very careful about that. Yes.
Yes, there is. I see it.
Yeah.
You dice to the floor.
Yeah, my hands are going numb while I was holding on to them because I thought if we weren't going to have an opportunity to roll
Just
dice
going to grab the
anymore,
food and
then
put them on the plate.
I would
There's a little bit there as well.
brain something. Brain?
That way,
Go
yeah,
for the
don't leave
roll.
it after the cat too much.
Yeah, just to see which
But you're
ones
not
fit
giving him
through.
food that may not agree with him. No. Okay, so we shall go on to end credits then, unless you got anything else to add.
No. Time.